Technical difficulties, but we are back for now. For now. Thank you all so much for your patience. And I just want to let you know, Star Family, I have a spy in the camp, okay? So even if I'm not on here, it don't mean I'm not in that chat, okay? So I am here, Destiny's Child. I was having a technical issue. I'm a one-woman show. Like... But thank you all so much for your patience, and thank you so much for being here. Well, things are changing up in the villa. And I'm here for it. Here's the thing. I just wish people will watch the show and just enjoy and not get like so emotionally invested. As somebody who was emotionally invested last year, I'm telling you, when you emotionally invest in a show, you do not enjoy it. I'm having such a good time just watching and observing, coming to chat about the show with you guys and hopping off here and going to bed and about my life. It is so much fun when you just watch it as the reality TV show it is. Having said that, hi, I am Nikki.Star. I do comedic reviews of some of your favorite reality TV shows. If you stop by my channel, if this is the first time you're stopping by, and you feel like, oh my God, her lives are like 2 to 7 hours. I'm exaggerating, but they do go over 2. Just know that I literally just give my review for about the first half an hour. And I just talk about my thoughts and some things that I saw and give my own impression of it. And then I hop in the chat and I talk with the Star fam about it. And we may start talking about other things. I don't know. It's really just an after show, an after party, and we just have a good time. You do not have to stay for the chat if you do.
The party is the after party.
And after the something, it's the hotel lobby. But you don't have to like stay for the chat if you don't want to. But I will say you're gonna miss a lot. It's so much fun. You're gonna miss the after party. We have a really good time. So thank you all so much for stopping by. Let's get into it. Disclaimer, we are watching very young people make dumb decisions that a lot of us made, but fortunately for us, it was not on camera. Give the kids grace, okay? They are also being highly manipulated by the show producers for our entertainment. I do not want you to think that this is how these people are in real life. These are young people going off of 3 hours of sleep who have no outside interaction aside from the villa. They do not have a TV. They do not have a phone. They do not know what is going on. And they have a good 50 or so producers manipulating their every move. And those same producers and editors are manipulating the audience with how they are trying to show them, because they all have to give you a storyline. You will be bored out of your mind if you just watch them hang around all day. So the producers have to, give actions to our Sims. They kind of got to steer them a certain way because they are crafting a storyline for these characters. Please just look at them as characters. That's it. This is not who these people really are. Don't go to their social medias and drag them. Don't use your minutes. Do they still do that? Use your minutes on your phone or tap into your pager and try to get them off the show. Just enjoy. Just enjoy and vote for your favorite freaking couple. It's Love Island, not Hater Island. You made a lot of the same mistakes that some of these people are making now, but the world was just not watching you. Of course you wouldn't make a decision like that. You're 38. Every time I call it an age, you're just like, Nikki, who you talking about? I just call out different ages every live. Of course you wouldn't go back to that guy. You're 42. Of course you would not have picked that certain kind of guy. You're 65. They are 22. They are 20. A lot of these contestants grew up during COVID. So this is probably the most human interaction that they've ever gotten in a very long time. Give them grace. Let's just have a ball and support or not support, but don't try to use your important vote to make those kids' lives miserable. It's getting a little weird. It's getting a little weird. Anyway, let's get into it. Oh, I also want to say I'm no longer holding space. I'm gonna let these kids figure it out. I'm gonna see where we're at week 3, and then I'll figure out if I'm holding space. I'm absolutely holding space for Anaya, Melanie, Trinity, and Kata Kaida. Absolutely holding space for them. Those are my girls for right now. I got to get to know the new bombshells, but those are the girls that I'm holding space for, and those are the girls who right now I want to take to the end. The couples, I'm gonna just leave them be until they can figure out what they're doing come week 3. When they all start to lock in, that's what I'm gonna lock in. Right now, it's a little messy, so I felt like I was holding space a little bit too early. So just a heads up there. So Sincere and Corbin are now mad at Melanie for getting excited about Caleb. But Kata, she hears the guys dragging Melanie, and she's like, no, that's not what she was doing. She wasn't getting excited for Caleb. He's not her type. She doesn't like him. She was getting excited for Kenzie. And I have to say this, when I watched it back, I absolutely agree with Kata Kaida, because where's my girl's picture? I watched it because even in my live yesterday, I was just like, Melanie, you're doing a little bit too much. Like, Sincere is right there watching you. But I watched it back, and she was absolutely excited for Kenzie. She looked at Kenzie. She picked up the pillow. She was hitting Kenzie. All the girls were excited for Kenzie because they knew that was her type. And keep in mind, she just got cussed out a day ago for blocking a guy that could potentially be for her. So now she was probably overly doing it, but I think she was probably just trying to be like, I'm supportive of this. You know, y'all said I wasn't, but I'm showing you guys that I'm supportive. I felt like she probably was doing too much in that area, but I don't think she was getting excited because Caleb was there. She hasn't even talked to Caleb since he's been here. I don't think she's attracted to him, and I believe her that Caleb is not her type. But the guys are like locking in on her, and it is not sitting well with me, and we will get into why. So then the girl bombshells come in. Let me bring up the comments. I feel like you guys like that. Let me bring up, child, I'm still trying to figure that out. Give your girl a second. There we go. Amen. So the girl bombshells, they sit down with the guys, and Bryce says that he knows Jen. Jen is the new bombshell. Here she is. And Bryce mentions that him and Jen used to do a lot of modeling together. He said, we know each other for a very long time. So there is some kind of relationship there, but I think it's just a working relationship. I don't think it's anything else. Trinity is feeling some sort of way about that, but I'm like, the way Bryce is talking about her, he's talking about her like she's a coworker, and he's also like, there's nothing there. So, and he's saying this to the guys. So he's like, Trinity don't need to be worried because there is nothing there with me and Jen. But I am just gagged that Bryce admits that he knows Jen, and Jen, they have a whole conversation about how they know each other. And the fan base is not like going crazy and saying we have to get them off the show because these two know each other, and that means they're rigging the game.
Like they did with Ace and
Shalace. Because I distinctly remember this time last year, there were a lot of people trying to vote off two people because they met at a club in Miami 6 months prior. And then you have these two people who not only say that they know each other, they talk distinctively about how much they know each other and how they work together. And not a peep from the fan base that these two need to get off the show because they're white. That's the difference, mama.
Maybe the difference is they're not dating. Well, he's not after her or whatever, because Ace and Shelly were a couple. So maybe that's the difference.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Okay. But I was just like, oh, so you can know each other and be on Love Island, but you just got to look a certain way.
I think he's not trying to couple up with her. Ace and Shelly coupled up from the door. And people was just trying to say that because we're not going to make this out of nothing. This is not nothing. The man said, I don't like her. I don't want her.
Oh my God. Is Bryce your new Nick? Please don't.
No,
please don't.
No, my love.
But I'm not coming at Bryce and Jen. I'm coming at the fan base.
I'm trying to give you a different perspective.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're not romantically involved. Ace and Shelly came up the gate in love. And he said, I don't want her. I know her. I'll work with her. Like, people know people. Like, I grew up with Michael Jackson and Jackson. I knew
if I let you talk long enough, it was going to get kooky. Thank you, Mom.
I did.
Mom, no, you did not.
I did. Okay.
Mom, no, you did not. You never met Michael Jackson. You never met the Jacksons. You did not grow up with the Jacksons. Please stop telling that lie. No, you did not. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all rock because y'all. Oh my God, Janelle. I'm gonna let y'all rock because y'all want to be on Mama Star's side, but I just feel like it's kind of weird that now you can know each other and come on Love Island.
You trying to get your
Umgawa, Black Power.
Trying to get your Al Sharpton on, and it's okay, but it's in the wrong place.
Sure. Then Caleb sits down with Kenzie, and I have to listen. I'm gonna let the baby rock, but the way Kenzie was going about talking to Caleb was hella cringe. It was hella cringe. And I think it kind of turned him off a bit because this is the thing. She's just now meeting this guy, right? They're talking to each other for the first time. And like every time he says like anything, she's like, oh, yes. And he's looking at her like, okay. Well, my family, Asheville, country. And she's like, country, my type. He was a little weirded out by that. I was too, watching. What is wrong with this baby? She's so young to be so freaked out. What is going? Get them kids off the internet. What is happening? Like, he could not even speak without her making like a moaning sound. Oh, you know you're my type. She's a child. I just can't believe she's so sexual, so young. I'm telling you, a black church mother would pray over her. No, seriously. A black church mother would get some oil and lay hands on that baby because it's just, calm down, Kenzie.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just my type. And Kayla was just like, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, he was a little taken aback. And I can absolutely understand that because I get being like that, like with your girls or whatever. But like being like that in front of the guy you like, that might turn him off a bit. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did because Kenzie was a little scary. It was a little scary, but they talk and they find out that they have a lot in common with both being Caucasian. That's it. Like there is nothing else that they have in common because even Caleb, when he was talking to the girls about, Kenzie, and they were just like, oh, she couldn't wait for a cowboy to get here. And he's like, I'm not a cowboy, and I'm not like Caleb was just like, I could be a little country. I mean, the accent. Caleb is just like the type that you guys are saying that she wants. It ain't me. He just want a little accent. And Kenzie's just like, you're my type, but you've been telling everybody that you wanted a country cowboy. And Caleb is just like, I got an accent, but that's it. He's just like, I'm not getting dirty. I might wear a boot, but I'm not hopping up on no horse and working on no damn farm. Caleb is got an accent, but he's very posh. And so when the girls, like he's a little pretty boy. So when the girls are talking about he's Kenzie's type, he's just like, the description y'all giving, it ain't for me. The accent is about it. He's just like, that's it. So all that other stuff you're talking about, no, that's not me. But I don't think Kenzie cares. I think Kenzie just wants like a white guy from the South. I think that's all that she get. My type. He's not your type from what you described, but he is white and from the South. So you are assuming that you have the same views and beliefs.
Now, I don't believe.
Mom, Kenzie's MAGA, if you don't know. Kenzie is MAGA.
Kenzie will take them down if they black too. Kenzie now.
No. No. You are confusing her coochie with her type.
Kenzie she'll take anybody down.
That's Kenzie's coochie. I'm talking about her, what she's saying her type is.
Okay.
Exactly. Sometimes the clam has a mind of its own.
Not mine.
Mom, enough.
If you're coming all off like you don't see what's going on for real.
Well, what's going on for real?
She wants sex. Give me my sex. She wants sex.
Yeah, she's a sexual person. She said that though.
There's no race, creed, or color to her.
Yes, but that's not her type. I'm talking about type. Again, you're talking about clan preference. I'm talking about her initial type, like the guy that she would want to be with, not the guy that she wants to sleep with. That's different. Or be not sleep, but maybe like be intimate or freaky frog with. But that's different than what her type is. Keep up. You know what is so weird? And it's starting, we'll talk about it now. What is so weird for me is the way the guys keep on talking about Melanie. Don't you have couples? Like, don't you have women to talk about? And like, why are y'all spending your time gathering together and telling Sincere how horrible Melanie is? It reminds me a smidge of Serena and Cordell, because the guys will focus so much on Cordell's relationship with Serena, only to come out later after the season and realize that they were being manipulated especially Serena was being manipulated to look like that, finding out that they're being told different things in the challenges so she can react a certain way. They're given different rules of challenges so she could do something differently than him, and it could look like he's yearning for her and she doesn't want him. And I feel like that's what's happening here. I think what people are missing out, they're missing out on the fact that that Melanie and Sincere, Mr. Warm Regards, they both play all day, right? Because remember, Sincere wanted to explore. Melanie didn't like that. She got upset and she was just like, if you want to explore, you explore, you do what you're going to do. I'm okay. I'm going to do me, you're going to do you. It's fine, right? He was like, no, that's not what I mean. But that is what he meant. He didn't want to get locked down so early. And I absolutely agree with that. I felt like Melanie was getting attached too early. So Melanie pulls back and she starts playing in his face. Now he feels some sort of way. They do come together and set boundaries, but they don't set boundaries for challenges. So Melanie is sitting up here. Listen, I don't agree with her with that Corbin stuff. We're going to get to it. But Melanie is thinking that, we can play in the challenges. Like everybody's kissing everybody in the challenges. We can do that. But then outside of it, we are booed up, coupled up. I think this couple's issue is that, one, they're the same thing. They play all day. We about to watch Sincere play just like we see Melanie play, and we about to watch them get back together. That's why I'm just like, everybody is having these very strong opinions about this couple. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad when they take each other to the end. Again, if you have not went to middle school, junior high, or high school Latino couples, you don't know what you're seeing. You don't understand what's happening right here. You are very confused. But those of us who watch by the sidelines, those of us who had a locker next to that couple, those of us who watched them argue and throw honey buns at each other at lunch and then make out at the bus stop, know exactly what's coming for this couple. You would be foolish to get emotionally invested and take sides, because they both gonna get on your nerves from episode to episode. But I will say, I don't like how the guys, and I will say this, I don't like how we're only seeing, because maybe they're talking about the other girls as well, but we're only seeing the guys talk about Melanie. And I don't like it. Because I get the girls, it's a sisterhood, right? And they're building a little something. So I get the girls having a little chatter about each other, how everybody's operating. I don't like how the guys constantly have something to say, and it's seeming like they constantly have something to say about one woman. They're constantly villainizing one woman. It never looks fair when men get together and start dragging one person. It never looks fair. It never looks right, especially when none of the men are without blemish, and especially with them bombshells there, the men are about to play and are not going to get dragged the same way as the girls. That's why the girls are so apprehensive to explore. Everybody online screaming at Anaya to explore. As soon as she explores, you're going to bash her for hurting KC. The girls cannot have the same experience as the guys, because everybody is dragging Melanie for what they're telling Sincere to do. So you're encouraging Sincere to get out there, explore, and play. But Melanie can't do the same thing, even when he said that's what they wanted them to do. So I don't think that all of the women are already not getting a fair shot. So then to have the guys sit there and have Melanie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner behind her back, mind you, I don't like it, because I remember when it was Serena, and I didn't agree with Serena throughout that season, right? I didn't like how she was, during Cordell from time to time, only to find out later that it's how it was edited, but it wasn't really what was happening in real time. And even though I didn't agree with her, I still didn't like how the guys constantly were telling Cordell that she wasn't a good person. I'll never forget or forgive Miguel looking at Cordell and saying, "Is that who you want to bring home? Is that the kind of girl you could bring home to your mom?" What the hell? What are you talking about? What does that mean? I didn't like that, right? I stay off of it because everybody thinks that he's attractive. And that's Leah's man, and PPG, and they protected and everything. I'll leave it alone, but I'll never forget how he talked about that girl. And I think that's probably why she don't really be featuring him. But I'll never forget how him, Rob, and what is that other one that I'm still gagged, is fully black? What is this? Kendall. I will never forget how they talked about her. And the only thing that made them shut up was that America kept on saving that girl. America and Cordell kept on fighting for her to stay in that villa. But had it been up to Rob, Miguel, and Kendall, she would have been out. So yes, the guys can have opinions. I absolutely am fine with that. They can have opinions about the women. But the only opinions that they're having right now are about Melanie.
Can I say something?
Yes, you can. My mom, unfortunately, she has daughters, but she was destined to be a boy mom. Go ahead.
Excuse me. Well, I wanted to say this. Sincere is hurt. Melanie hurt him.
He hurt Melanie.
Well, hold on. I'm saying something.
Okay.
And he responded to that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
By saying, he's going to, I'm going to check out soul,
mm-hmm.
and this and that and that and this.
Mm-hmm.
He's responding to her. Because when she confronted him, he couldn't tell her the truth.
Because they like each other. These two really, telling y'all, I don't know the Martino couples. They really like each other.
I know.
Oh, yeah, you know.
I know.
You know.
So he responded out of,
he's hurt, yeah.
Being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He want to make her jealous because he made him jealous.
Yes, they're playing. That's what they do. This is them two. They playing each other all day. They're going to play in each other's face all day.
All that you're saying.
I'm correct. The guys should not be having a discussion, because why is Corbin sitting down with...
Go and sell it. Because...
No, why does Corbin have anything to say about Melanie? He's sitting down with Sincere and the guys, and they're dragging Melanie. He's like, bro, how she kept on acting like she didn't know that it was me, bro. Like I'm 6'4". Shut up.
He wants them to break up so he can have an opportunity, because
I don't think he likes Melanie.
I don't think so either, but he realizes that Kenzie is going to go for the bombshell.
Oh, you're right.
So he's trying to work the room.
Yeah. Maybe that could be what it was, but I just didn't like how they were just dragging her, especially Corbin, and the guys are agreeing. I'm like, Corbin is the worst offender in that villa. How dare you critique Melanie when all you have done since you have gotten here is lie to every woman that you have been with, and the only person that has clocked you is Kaida. How dare these boys are now the moral compass of the villa? The devil is a liar. But none of them have the space to speak on Melanie, especially how they all about to play. Even my baby Casey. Ugh. Lord, I'm nervous. But Corbin just really annoyed me. Oh, she was also. She was also screaming the loudest when Caleb came out. Like, bruh, what was that? You also didn't see her and all the girls look at Kenzie. You didn't see her pick up that pillow and hit Kenzie with excitement and was looking at Kenzie, look at Caleb. You didn't see that, but you heard her scream the loudest when Caleb came. I cannot stand him. It's like a daft Terminator. It's like, get you the chop. It's so just like, I can't. Ooh, boy bombs. Whoo, you are braver than Marines. I don't know how I would be so annoyed. I'd be like, open your mouth. I would just be so annoyed. Shout out to the boy moms. Bless you. So that was the only thing. I was just so annoyed that he was like trying to drag Melanie. I'm like, you of all people, you are the worst person there. How dare you? And also, these guys don't know what Sincere is saying to Melanie. The thing about it is, we're the only ones that knows what these two are actually saying to each other. Nobody, because when they both go back to their selective groups, they're telling them a story where they both look favorable. So nobody really knows the conversation. These two are going to play all day in everybody's faces. You would be foolish to pick a side. Anyway, so then we move on from that. We move on from the boys dragging Melanie, and they talking to Casey. They just like, because they all asking everybody how you feel about the bombshells. And then they get to Casey, and he's just like, well, so do look like my ex. And I was just like, them producers are messy as hell, because I told you, even before they get on the show, they have to fill out an application. And basically that application is just finding out everything about them. And one thing they make sure to find out is, what is your type? Because if you are in a couple, they want to send your type to tempt you. That's the name of the game, right? Is it really Love Island? This is like Temptation Island, guys. It really, really is. Because it's just like, but it's, not NC-17, because y'all told me to review Temptation Island, and I did. I'm never reviewing that show again. That show was porn. And you know what? No, seriously, I'm not judging anybody. I am, I'm not approved. But that was a little too freaky deaky for me, and I'm never going back in them waters. I was just like, oh my gosh, like I gotta repent after watching this. What is this? Skinamax? That was a little too much for me. I ain't as saved as I used to be, but I still got some oil on me, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. So I'm never reviewing that again. I remember Temptation Island back in the day when it was on network TV, and you could watch it with the family, maybe older teenagers, but. What I was seeing on that last season?
What was they doing? Was they butt naked?
Yes, Mom.
Okay.
They were having orgies.
Oh.
I said orgies? I mean, I know this is streaming, but let's have some class. What is going on? Anyway, so this is like Temptation Island without the NC-17 rating. So basically, they they ask you, what are you looking for in a person, right? So when you get there, and if you coupled up, they know to send out what will tempt you. That's what the bombshells are. The bombshells are the people who, after they pick their main cast, then they pick the bombshells. And those are the ones who they believe will tempt people to come out of their coupling. Why? Because it's entertaining to watch these people crash out. This is what you're signing up for to watch. Don't clench your pearls now, right? So remember, we talked about it. And I said, I love the fact that Casey gave that speech about Black women being the blueprint and loving melanin and protecting dark-skinned Black women. But I kept on saying, I love that it was there. I'm glad that the Black women who are watching this, the young Black women who are watching this, got to have that moment. But I am very confused as to why this show that is not made for a Black lens, that is not made for Black love, why would this show leave that in? And in walks Soul. Because now, right, since you want to be Malcolm X, they gonna send in something to see if that's how he really feels or if it's just lip service. So that's why I was just like, Casey, I hope you meant what you said, because if you didn't, and you do all this stuff about Black women and dark-skinned women and being a blueprint and Soul walk in, and you twist your head and you dump Anaya, the girl who you said when you see Black women, you see her. When you think of a Black woman, you think of her. It's not going to look good for you, brother. It's not going to look good for you, brother. So that's what they do. That's what they also sent in Soul for Sincere. He absolutely said that was his type, right? So she came in with 3 collective targets. That's the name of the game. And she's bombshelling the way that she should bombshell. Like, the girl is killing it. But when he said that she looks like his ex, I said, bravissimo, Love Island producers. Bravissimo, because I know they scanned the hell out of that Instagram. Bravissimo. And I'm telling you, they ask you everything. They ate that up. They ate that up. I also want to say this about KC. I don't like how the girls are talking about the bombshells. Like, y'all only been there a couple days. These girls just got here. Y'all all of a sudden said that the bombshells are here, and they're talking to the guys. And you, for some reason, all of them, for some reason, felt like they had to drag them. I don't know if it was Beatrice or Kaida, because I couldn't see, I couldn't make out who was saying it. Like, they were all talking, but I couldn't make out who was saying it. So I don't know if this was a Frankenbite or if they just didn't film this person, but we got their audio. So I'm not sure. But one of them said the girl with the bombshell with the long fake titties is his type. Why would you say that? Like, I just did not like how they were talking about them and calling them bees and everything. I'm just like, you don't know what this show is. You didn't know what you signed up for. It was real weird, and I was disappointed in them. I really, really was. But I loved how Trinity, took all the new bombshells forward to her and was really kind to them. And Bryce actually liked that. He was like, "See, that's what I'm saying about her. Look, maturity." Bryce, you and Trinity haven't convinced me. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see later down the line. But I feel like these two are just gossiping besties, because that's all they do. All Trinity and Bryce do is gossip, child. They walk around that villa getting all the tea, and then they hop in that bed and they just start telling everybody business. And I'm loving it, right? But I still feel like it's a friendship couple. But, this could be another friends to lovers. So we will see.
But they're keeping it safe, though.
Yeah.
They're still a couple. They're keeping it safe. They haven't found nobody that they could couple up with, or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. They're trying to win the game too.
Yeah,
I like their relationship. I like their relationship. She gonna break them off something at some point, but listen, they trying to stay a couple. They're trying to stay on the island, and she's playing pretty good because she's smooching him up because they gotta choose who they want next. So she's playing the game smart.
She is.
So he won't say, I want Trinity. She trying to.
I mean, that's what I said. It could be friends to lovers. We don't know how this is going to bloom because I really thought that G was going to go for Jen, but finding out that they know each other, and he was just like, nah, I'm not there. So I'm like, oh, okay. So again, we don't know how this is going to end up, but they're not problematic. I don't have an issue with them, but I'm just not convinced yet. I can be convinced. And also, I want to say this before I move on. The reason why I was also disappointed with the girls is because they're over there dragging the new bombshells. The guys are welcoming in Caleb and collectively dragging the girls. Like, you're talking about the new bombshells, already creating a divide within the sisterhood, and they're all bonding by dragging y'all. Tighten up. Sincere and Melanie, they're gonna play in your face all day. They're gonna play in your face all day. So Sincere and Melanie go for a chat. And she explains to him, he explains to her that he felt like she disrespected him. And she explains to him that she was having fun and the challenge. She thought it was okay because it was in the challenge, but she said, I also want to say that I did not know that it was Corbin. Like I didn't know, so I had to go back and forth. And Sincere was like, and Melanie, I'm gonna say this.
Right, lie.
Sister, you absolutely knew. My dear, you absolutely knew what you were doing. You recognize Sincere from the moment you touched that ponytail. You knew, and Corbin knew, and you were playing. See, here's the thing. You played a little too much. So now that's why you got to grovel a little bit and pull it back, because you played too much. You went a little too far with the cat and mouse. You got to pull it back. You can't play with him like that because, Sincere is sensitive. So you did a little too much. And I wish that she would have dropped it, because the whole episode, she is trying to convince everybody that she didn't know what she was doing. And everybody's just like, Melanie, nobody believes you. She sat down with Casey and she was just like, I didn't know. I'm serious. I didn't know. And Casey was like, now, Melanie. He was like, you my girl, but you knew. And she was just like, all right, I effed up. She playing, but she playing a bit too much. But I'm telling you, these two, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do throughout their entire time on the villa. Leave them be. But after he lets her know that he felt disrespected, she tries to lie, Melanie, and say that she didn't know. And that was Corbin. Just be like, I got carried away. I was having fun in the challenge and I got carried away. But here's the thing. Everybody's so sensitive. Why can't she have fun in the challenge? Like, she's there to entertain. They're all there to entertain. Why can't, I just feel like Melanie can't do nothing in that villa. Like, everything she does, it's like critiqued under a microscope. If there's a new bombshell, she got to wait for everybody to go see the bombshell first. She can't pull the bombshell for a chat until everybody has talked to the bombshell. And if they've called dibs on the bombshell, she can't talk to the bombshell. I'm like, that girl, everybody else can play Love Island, but Melanie.
But she called the bombshell first.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Melanie be doing too much. She even admitted that. She was like, I'll be doing too much. She do. And I do want to say this. As Melanie gets more and more comfortable, that accent, there it is. Okay. There it is. She was just like, I want to walk with you down South Street, and I just want us to be the guy for. Oh yeah, listen, Ace is a killer.
Okay.
I loved him. I love them. Maybe it's because they are very familiar, but I love this couple. So, it's Philly. They are Philly. I love them. Anyway, I just feel so bad for her. She can't do nothing. Everybody, she been doing too much, but still, why is she under a microscope like that? Everybody else can play Love Island, but Melanie. I think that's so unfair.
No,
I think that's so unfair.
Okay,
she's on TV. It's a TV show. She can't go around having a good time, but Corbin can sit up there and be like, "Oh, my fantasy is handcuffs," and then the next challenge is a handcuff in a bed fantasy. So only Corbin can be the producer, Pat.
Did you peep that Beatrice was talking about?
Oh, child, we will get into Beatrice. We will get into her. But anyway, back to Sincere and Melanie. I like them. But what is so crazy about this couple is that these two keep on switching places. Them tables be turning with this couple because in the beginning, Sincere was like, "I want to explore," and Melanie got upset, and she's like, "You know, you can do what you want to do. I don't feel like it." Right? Then she matched his energy and started playing, because since he wanted to explore, she was just like, "I'm gonna explore too." She did a little too much. She admits that. So now Sincere is in his feelings. And now he feels some sort of way. I'm telling you that they're going to do this the whole time they're on this show. Buckle up. Buckle up. I'm telling you. But the tables have turned and it keeps on shifting every freaking day with this couple. I let them. I don't care. I'm not holding space because they're a little too messy for me right now. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We will see on week 3 where I'll be holding space, but I still love them. So then Casey meets with Anaya. Same thing. I love them. I'm not holding space because the men, I don't know. I do not know. He meets with Anaya and Anaya is in tears. And Casey is like, "Come on, what's wrong?" And she's like, "Casey." She's like, "Casey, no, I don't like that, Casey." He's like, "What I do?" And she's like, "Casey, you know what you did." They are so cute. So here's the thing. Everyone's just like, "Oh my God."
They married.
I keep on telling them, nobody wants to listen to me. I know who this couple is. This is a church couple.
They are married.
This is Bishop Casey and First Lady Anaya. That's how they get. So Anaya was trying to act like she ain't like him, but Anaya really, really did like him. So that's why she's sitting at the dock of the bay in tears because she really feeling this guy. Then a bombshell comes in that she feels like he may like, but also it's not that she feels like she'll get that Casey will get taken from her because soul is lighter, has like everybody's saying all that the color and stuff. I don't think that's what that is. I think what happened was she saw that paint. And Casey did that lying, "Oh, the colors mix." And, Anaya's very smart. She knows it's a primary color. So she's just like, "You're playing." And then he did the, when Ariana said, "How do you feel?" "I feel blessed to be with my girl." Like, she don't think that nothing's funny. Because she realized when she was blindfolded, all them bombshells went after him. And she's feeling insecure because she admits it when she's talking to him. And even in her confessional, she was just like, "I'm always a choice, but I'm not the choice." And so now that she feels like she has competition, she wants some reassurance from KC because she's just like, "I would do the same thing for you." And KC is just so silly. So he's always trying to, laugh it off or whatever. And she is really serious and she's crying. He's like, "Come on, stop crying." And she's like, "No, Casey, this is serious. This is serious, Casey." And I'm just...
But another thing,
they give college. I love them.
Let's look at it a different way.
Okay.
She don't feel like there's nobody else there for her.
True.
It's only one black man.
Mm-hmm.
If we really want to count it. And she don't feel like no one's that, like she has a choice. So she done hooked up with KC and nobody can have KC. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole story.
what I also feel like it's all the stuff that he's saying to her. Like, we only saw that one clip of Casey pouring into her. No, we've seen it twice now, but I think that's what he does to her on a daily basis throughout the day. So wait, Serena is playing it. Wait, when did she start playing?
Today.
Oh my God, the GOAT is back. Anyway, so he pours into her constantly and makes her feel safe and secure. And then the bombshells come in and he start moving a little different. And I just think it's trauma from other relationships is making her react this way to him. And she just wanted to be reassured by KC. And she like lets him know she felt some sort of way about the reaction to the bombshell. And she's also just like, when Corbin came in, you know, I acted a certain way. Like, she was just saying, you know, I didn't like him, but I was respectful to you. And she didn't feel like KC was respectful with that comment that he made. I will say, I don't think that KC did anything wrong, right? I felt like the joke was bad timing. But it's not on him that he couldn't read the room. Like, I don't want him to feel bad for like being his goofy self because you weren't in the mood to play. I don't think that is fair to put on him. So for me, I don't feel like he has done anything wrong. But Anaya is just very, you know, sensitive, especially because of what she has endured in certain relationships in the past. But Casey was just like, well, I wasn't, you know, I ain't feel no way when Corbin came in. Like, I wasn't nervous. She was like, okay, Mr. Cocky. He's like, no, I just know you. So I knew that you would go about it a certain way. And she was like, exactly. But can I be real, Anaya? What did he do? Like, I don't know what Casey did that was like so bad to get her to cry.
When she the whole scene about the red paint, she could tell that the girls was all over him.
Because she was like, I felt like for her, she's like, oh my God, I'm with another popular guy.
And he you know, with the how you feel blessed to be like girl, like,
yeah, the joke was bad timing. I don't think he meant that to like hurt her.
But she is insecure. She don't feel like she has no other option.
Yeah. But see, Anaya, now when the bombshell comes in for you, you want to remember this, sister. Anyway, Casey apologizes and he hugs her, and you know, they have their little moment.
But I like him. He said, "Girl, come here." You know.
Yeah, and that's it. I'm telling you, this Vacation Bible School couple. She's like, well, Casey, because, you know, we planned on doing things outside of here. And, you know, I don't want you to do that with me if you don't. If you have never experienced a Vacation Bible School couple, please, especially a Vacation Bible School couple where the guy is being groomed to take over the church. I'm telling you, and the girl is being groomed to be a first lady and also a prayer warrior. I'm telling you. I've seen this couple before. They move fast. It is very intense. They're not going to have like crash outs like Melody and Sincere. But my God, today, this is going to be a roller coaster as well.
They're going to send Chris in there. They're going to send somebody like Chris in there.
Who's Chris?
Chris from last...
Who was Chris? Oh, yeah.
Season 7. They're going to send somebody in there for her.
You think so?
Of course.
I think they might. You know what? You would be very funny is if they bring in a bad boy. Because Chris wasn't no bad boy. If they bring in like a bad boy that want to Naya bad. You're going to see Casey not going to be goofy no more. Casey not going to be goofy no more. But again, I'm not holding space for them right now. I'm going to give them a second. It seems like all my parlays are falling apart. So I'm not going to hold space right now, but I still really like this couple for me. Let me cover this up. For me, you guys are still going to be able to see it. No, don't look. But for me, I feel like these are still two couples that I really like and enjoy and want to see move forward. But right now they're going through their trials and tribulations, so I'm gonna leave them be. Let's get into Jehovah Jireh, my provider. He has a little he has a little issue with the new bombshell coming in, and I feel like, can I just say, the bombshells are cute. I cannot believe they caused so many people's insecurities to rise to the top. Those bombshells walked in and everybody lost their mind. Everybody lost their mind. I cannot believe that the Son of Man was acting a fool this episode the way he was. So first of all, when he met with the bombshells, he told them he was closed off. And I was like, oh, okay, hold on, wait, you closed off. I felt like that was a little bit too much, right? But as soon as he said that he was closed off, all of a sudden he starts like getting real, like, tense about it and feeling stressed that he's in a relationship. But that's what you did to yourself. Anyway, he felt some sort of way about the challenge, and he sat down with Mary Magdalene, and she had to apologize because of how he was feeling, because he was so insecure about what had just happened. But I'm like, here's the thing. I will say, I know y'all did not like that season 7 cast, but what I did like is that what happened in the challenge was a challenge. It wasn't a big deal to them. They were more, what was the things that happened outside of the challenges was what was important. They felt like that right there meant something. They didn't think the challenges meant anything. My God, today, this cast is so strict. You can't really participate in the challenges, and you better walk lightly outside of the challenges. It is like a warden, like jail island. You can't not do nothing. So he's mad at how Caleb was kissing her in the challenge. Baby, you better buckle up. She is going to have her face in so many men's groins in these challenges on this show. So she's going to be busting it open, and so many liquids are going to be flowing. Like, this is Love Island. Have this cast, did they not watch the show? Because I'm still stuck on how they acted when Sean got eliminated. I was just like, did y'all not know that was going to happen? Have y'all never seen this show? Have y'all been quarantined this whole time? I am so confused. They get so upset with, the men especially get so upset with stuff done in the challenges. I thought that you could play all day in the challenges. It's what happens outside that meant more. But anyway, he is mad about that. Like I said before, Mary Magdalene, she's apologizing to him, and she's like, oh my God, I didn't know. I'm sorry. And she's like real cool about it because she really didn't know. And so she apologized, even though I didn't think that she should have. Like, I'm like, what did you do wrong? You participated in the challenge. The bombshell came in and kissed everybody. He didn't like how he was kissing you. That's not your fault. The guys are trying to get him on nerves, y'all.
No, he want to explore.
No, he doesn't.
Who,
we're talking about Yeshua. He got upset. Zach. He got upset.
He wants to explore right
He
now.
does not want to explore.
Right.
Zach is doing the exploration out of jealousy. He feels some sort of way because I feel like he feels like Nikki.Star is out of his league. And so anytime somebody comes in and is around her or whatever, he starts to get insecure. But when Kato wasn't even there, he was talking to the bombshells, telling them he's closed off. He's in a loving relationship. He's engaged.
But then he told her he don't want to be in that.
Yes, and it has nothing to do with her. It is everything to do with his insecurity.
I don't care what it has to do with. He told her he don't want to be closed off.
Mom, you should care about what it has to do with, because it makes sense for why he's doing what he's doing.
Tell me you don't want to be closed off.
That's exactly what happened.
You don't want to be closed off, then I'm opened up.
But anyway, when he tells Nikki.Star that he closed off with the bombshell. She got really excited. She apologized or whatever. She got really excited. I was like, oh my God, you said we're closed off. She didn't say that back. And I think that's what happened. Because she didn't say, oh, I want to be closed off too. She said, oh my God, you're closed off. I love Kata Kaida. She said, oh my God, you're closed off. She didn't say that she was. And I think that was an ego check for him. Because I think he wanted her then to say, well, I want to close off too. She did not say that.
You know what?
She said, you're closed off. Good for you. Good for you. And I think that's where his ego was bruised. But I knew that was going to backfire him because I'm just like, there's too much time. Y'all still have so much. There's so many more weeks to go. Why are you closing off right now? It was a bad mistake, but his ego got bruised when she didn't say that she wanted to close off as well. She said, good for you. Thank you for closing off. You go, champ. His ego was bruised because he's already feeling insecure about being with her. That did not help when she said that. Where is he? Okay, so I saw. Oh, wait a minute. Did I send it? Hold on. Let me send it to my computer because I was having issues with my computer, so I couldn't. Let me do it now. So I saw this while I was on Threads because I get on Threads right after the episode. Not like right after I get off of here with you guys, and this was yesterday. So I saw this and I was like, okay, well, that would make sense. Not really, because I don't really know like that, but we're gonna talk about it. That's I feel like praising the Lord. So I saw this comment and it said this. It said, when I heard Corbin talk, I knew immediately he was Jamaican and Chinese, first gen. He sounds exactly like my cousins who speak English with a slight cadence of patois. And he's from South Florida too, where I was raised, dialect and region. It was very obvious to me. I will say when I saw that, I said, oh, Jamaican Chinese in Miami. I could see, so I was right that there's a lot of accents there trying to get through. But what part of Miami? Because I feel like he learned that Corbin learned Ebonics on the plane flying to Fiji. Because every time he speaks any form of Ebonics, it feels like a hate crime. It doesn't feel right coming out of his mouth. Like he's struggling to try to make it make sense. Like when he uses it, I'm just like, oh, that's not what it means. That's not what you're trying. Why would you put that there? Why would you say that? That doesn't. No, why would you use this Ebonics from Chicago and add it to this Ebonics from South Jersey? It's not. It's all over the place. The Ebonics, the dialects, the identity. There's a lot going on, and I think that the reason why Bryce comes off the way he comes off, I think he's deeply insecure. And I think he's also very young. So he's also trying to find an identity. And I think right now he's in the gym bro phase, right? And those are just, that gym bro personality. I think he's in that. And I think that's why he's coming off the way he's coming off, because he's trying to heavily overcompensate for his insecurities. So I think the way that he poorly uses the Ebonics, I think that is also a part of this like new identity that he's trying to form. And finding out that he's Jamaican Chinese, first gen, that also makes sense, because oftentimes, especially when they are younger, first gens are oftentimes trying to find an identity that fits. So I think that's what's happening there. That's why we are like kind of annoyed with him, because every day there's a new version of him, because he's trying to figure it out. So will I give him a little bit of grace? No. Moving on, but that I just want to talk to you guys about that because I think that's what's going on with him and why we cannot connect with him because I don't think he's been able to connect with who he is just yet. Moving on. Real quick, where is she?
I'm right here.
Trinity. You've done enough of Beatrice's baby hairs. We can give it a rest. Like, who's next, Kenzie? Like, okay, girl. Woo, Black Gen Z, you gotta. Lord. So Gabriel, he takes Soul to Soul Ties. And I don't think Beatrice saw them, but Trinity was just like, why the hell he take care of this? Let me tell you something. Trinity and Bryce, I don't really feel anything yet for that relationship, but those two are gossips. Their commentary is hilarious. You were just like, why the hell are you taking over there? You don't go. She's like, you don't go on Soul Ties unless you want a soul tie. So what is going on up there? So he takes Soleil up to Soul Ties, and he like immediately goes in for a kiss. Soleil hated it. She says in the nicest way that his breath stank, because in her confessional she was just like, you know, I don't like when I can taste somebody's pheromones. So his breath was, you know, smelling like trash truck juice, and she was turned off from him. She even looked at the camera and wiped her mouth. She was like, she was disgusted. So there's not going to be any connection with Soul and Gabe, but he was gassing her up, and she was just like, yeah, I know. I really love her confidence. I think that Casey said that too. It was like Casey or Sincere, but I really love her confidence because he was just like, you know, you are a beautiful woman, and you know, I know that you get a lot of guys. And she was just like, yeah, when I go out, I turn a lot of heads. Even when Sincere was hyping her up, she was just like, yeah, you know, my hair is cute and I do look good. I like her. I hope that Kita will warm up to her because I think that would be a cute little beige duo. I like them. Moving on. What's next? I will say this. Let me go back to Trinity. Everybody's talking about girls. This is a girl's girl. She is the girl's girl because Bryce is trying to talk about Melanie to her. And she's just like, well, what's the problem? And he's just like, well, no, you know what she did. And she was just like, well, has he not done that too? Like although she could probably agree about some stuff, she is a girl's girl and she's not going to let him drag her. And I see that's how she is with everyone. She just does it differently than Anaya. I think Anaya is, you know, a girl's girl, but I also think that she has positioned herself to be everybody's therapist. That's not Kenzie. Kenzie is not your therapist. Kenzie going to give you some advice. If you don't take it, you don't take it. And she is going to move on. But what I really like about her is that she is a true girl's girl.
Yeah, and I like that she's confident in herself.
Yeah.
Because when the bombshells came in, she said, well, let me show y'all around.
Yeah. I like how she's playing the game.
Yeah.
I really, really like how she is playing the game. So Anaya, where is she? So Anaya and Casey are Anaya and Sincere at this point in the episode. They're both having a joint therapy session. Now, normally Anaya is counseling everybody. This time she needed some counseling too. So Sincere is he's giving her some counseling about Casey, reassuring her that he absolutely does like her. But he was just like, I will say this, and you can't tell him that I told you this, but he did say that she looks like, that Soul looks like his ex. He was like, but you cannot tell him that I told you that. She was like, oh my God, really? And she starts getting upset. And I was just like, oh no, Sincere told the guys that she looks like, well, do you guys remember anytime in the episode was it where Casey told her that that Soul looks like his ex? I felt like he told her that. So when she had the reaction, I was just like, oh, I thought you knew that. But she got really in her feelings. And Anaya was also, counseling him about Melanie. He was just like, she keeps on playing me and embarrassing me, and I don't like that. And she's just like, no, she didn't know. Like, she's always very protective of Melanie. But this time, Anaya was getting poured into and getting some counseling. And I'm like, great, because I don't want this relationship with Sincere to be like, whenever he's feeling down, there she is to marry him. This I like this scene more because it looked more like a brother and sister relationship, and something really healthy starting to form between the both of them. Because when he was telling her that Soul looks like, Casey said that Soul looks like his ex, she started to like try to cry, and he was like, don't do that, don't cry, chin up, shoulders back. He was like, oh no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. Toughen up, tighten up. He was not playing with Anaya. And here's the thing, I think Anaya needs that. I think Anaya gets babied a lot because she's such a sweetie, right? And she's like very soft-spoken and kind, and you don't want her to hurt. You don't want her feet to touch the ground because she's so precious. But somebody like Sincere is like, no, we're not gonna do all that crying. Tighten up, shoulders back, chin up, tighten up. And she needed that because she immediately got into position, because Casey is the one that's going to pick her up. Saying, oh, he's going to do that. Sincere is like, no, you're not going to cry over him. No, we're not doing that. No. Remember who you are. I was like, oh. And normally I don't like that. I don't like when people are like telling girls to toughen up. But I feel like Anaya needs balance, especially for this game. So I'm glad that Sincere, the big bro, because I was not shocked when he said that he was the oldest of 5. He definitely gives big brother. I'm glad that big brother and coach gave her some good advice, because she does absolutely need that. But he was like, don't cry. Shoulders back, chin up. Remember who you are. And she absolutely needed that. But what's funny is, while this is happening, KC and Melanie are giving each other a counseling session. And it's basically more KC telling Melanie, you played too much. You played too much, and my boy ain't like it. And Melanie's like, oh, she's trying to, like, it's funny because they're both having the same conversation. And the girls are both getting like a little bit of tough love, right? They both went to these guys to be like, oh, what was me? And the guys both were like, no, this is what it is. Melanie, you played too much. You did too much. You messed up. You need to admit it, and you need to fix it. Anaya, do not cry over him. Shoulders back, chin up. Remember who you are. So they both were going to be babied, and the guys were just like, no, tough love. And listen, like I said before, I don't like when people try to toughen up girls. But these two both needed the honesty. they needed that little tough love lesson. So Zach is still like messed up real bad, right? He told the bombshells he was closed off. Then he gets upset because Kaida didn't close off. She said, congrats for you, you're closed off, and went on about her business. So then he pulls her again, and he's just like, because he talked to, I think he was laying down with Bryson, was just like, I feel like I'm in a relationship, I'm stressed. BS. I did not believe that. I believe that his ego was bruised because she did not say that she wanted to close off. So then he sits down with Kaida, and he's just like, well, I don't think we should. I don't think that I should be closed off, because I spoke too soon, and I would like to explore some more. And Kaida was just like, oh, okay. Oh, he's like, no, don't get upset. I just want to let you know. And Kaida she's starting to realize, oh, he playing. Okay. So just like, sure. Okay, explore. Do what you're going to do. Because here's the thing. He didn't even have to tell her that. He could have just told the bombshells that and didn't tell her that. He told her that because he wanted her to repeat the same thing and say that she wanted to do the same thing as well. Because she didn't want to do it. Now he gets upset, and he's having his own little tantrum about it. And Kaida realizes that, and she's like, oh, okay. So he gets it from her and he goes to pull Jim for a chat. And Kata sees that and she's like, oh, so this is what he's doing. Now he's playing. He's really, really playing. Like, he's trying to embarrass me. Okay. So she goes, since you want to be funny, Zach, I'm going to be hilarious. And then she goes and pulls Caleb, and they have a cute little conversation. Again, I don't know who Caleb is interested in. Maybe Kenzie is his type. We will see, but he was a little weirded out by how Kenzie was acting, and I can absolutely understand that. But I think that Zach is going to put himself in a really bad position playing with Kata Kaida. She doesn't start things, but she absolutely finishes it. So then Soul and Soul and Sincere, they go, he pulls her for a chat. They go and they talk and they immediately get to kissing. I will say this, when Sincere was kissing Soul, I was just like, because Soul is like a Kata Kaida. Her and Soul and Kata Kaida, two sides of the same coin. They are both girls that do not play. And I feel like Soul is not going to react well to being collateral damage in this game that Sincere and Melanie are playing. So he's kissing up on her like he want her bad. She's enjoyed it. And maybe he does, only time will tell. She's enjoying it. And I'm just like, oh, she don't got a problem with his pheromones. She loved every minute of that kiss. They were in it. I was like, girl, come up for air. And I was just like, if Sincere is playing, she not going to take that lightly. She not going to take that, because she know who she is. She know the body T. She know everybody were. And if you think you're going to play with her, because she even told him, she asked him about his relationship with Melanie. And she was like, so, like, what's going on there? Because she was like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's feelings. She gives me girl too. Because she's just like, if you and her got something on, just let me know. Because she's not coming to step on no toes. And Sincere's like, no, we're open. We're exploring. All right. All right. So if I was you, I wouldn't play with Soul, Sincere. We will see. But while Sincere is tugging her down, Melanie is getting counseling now from the same men that were dragging her to Sincere about how she's not a good person. Now she's getting counseling from them. And, she's just like, I really, really like him. And I don't want him to be upset with me, was I doing too much? Like, I didn't mean to do that, but like, what should I have done differently? And they're just like, Melanie, you absolutely did too much. Like, they were not holding back. Everybody was letting her know that she absolutely did too much. Even when she was trying to say that she didn't, they were just like, nobody was budging until she was just like, okay, I did too much. I do too much. I effed up. And they were all like, mm-hmm. Nobody was babying Melanie. They were like, yeah, you do. You do too much. And I will say this. Although I don't like how the fan base is treating her, I'm going to go off the opinions of the people who are actually in that villa with her. And if they said that she did too much in that challenge, I'm going to stand beside them. I am going to stand beside them. We talked about that. So then Casey, he pulls Anaya for a chat. He asks her how she's doing, and she's like, well, I'm not doing well, Casey. I'm not doing well. And she starts to do like the tremble cry again. And he's like, what's going on? And she just basically lets him know that she, she was chatting with Sincere, and he told her that Soleil, that you said Soleil looks like your ex. And that just, brought up some deep-seated insecurities. I never get mad at Anaya, and I'm still not. I was disappointed because Sincere told you to not go back and tell KC, because they also have a relationship and he wants to preserve that relationship. So for you to take the information that he gave you as a friend, right, as a counselor, as a therapist, for you to take that information that he told you not to take and, to protect not only what you guys have, but also his relationship with Sincere. When she went back and told him, I said, Anaya, and that's not a good look. That's not a good look. And Sincere's just like, oh, well, yeah, she do look like the boy has such bad timing. But he was just like, I like you, me and you are good. And he just was reassuring her that they were in a good space. And basically, I don't think that he's not going to explore, but I think he's going to make more of an effort to let Anaya know that she's his first choice. And I think that's what she needed. She needed to know that not not that there wasn't competition, but that she was a very strong contender for him because that is how he is with her. They hugged again and then they walk away holding hands. And he was just like, I do like, she is attractive, but I'm with you. And I will say this. Casey tells Anaya a lot of things to comfort her, and I think that's because she needs it. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep that up. I feel like he may be good for now, no matter what the bombshells. I think Casa is going to be the ultimate test for him. I'm just hoping he pulls through. I'm hoping because I do think that he really does like her, but I also feel that these kids have coupled up so fast. It's going to be so difficult for anybody to like have a good time in Love Island. I don't think this experience is going to be fun for them because everybody, episode 2, everybody got engaged. Like, y'all should be exploring. I hate to say that I miss the pace of season 7 when Huda and when Jeremiah got out of there. No shade, he should have still been there, not Huda. But anyway, I missed the pace that happened after he left because by the time we were like a week before, we were all like, when are you guys going to couple up? Like, when are you guys going to close off? I kind of missed that because now everybody is like so, close to coupling up, like closing off. And I'm just like, y'all haven't even met everybody that's like there. Y'all haven't even pulled enough people for chats. They're not pulling enough people for chats. They're not really exploring. And you can't really explore because everybody gets mad when you explore. They are not allowing themselves to have fun. They are so strict, it's maddening. And I know that Anaya needed that reassurance, but I don't think that that's fair to KC for this experience. And I don't think that that's that is okay for her for this experience. Because then when a bombshell comes in, when the producers see that you two are closing off and that you guys are in a strong space, they're going to send in a bombshell for you, my dear. Why haven't y'all watched this show? Y'all should know what's coming. They're going to send in a bombshell for you. And then you're going to want KC to be understanding when you're making out with this guy in Soul Ties or Speakeasy. They're not allowing themselves to have any fun. They're being closed off far too soon. Gabe then takes Jen, the bombshell, to chat with her. And as soon as he chats with her, I think they're at a Speakeasy or like one of them cabanas. The first thing he says is, have you ever dated a Latino man before? She's like, no, I haven't. I wouldn't really know how to communicate because, I don't speak Spanish. Maybe you can teach me. And he immediately starts like doing labor and teaching her how to speak Spanish, and then they make out. I hate when people of color and Black people do this. I hate when they fetish themselves to white people. It's so low racial self-esteem. I'm just like, why are you leading with being Latino? Why are you teaching her Portuguese? You don't think that's weird? Why are you leading with that? With a white girl? Because he didn't do that with any other girl. He didn't do that with Soul. He didn't do that with the POC girls. As soon as he see this blonde hair, blue-eyed white woman, been with a Latino before. It was so weird and cringy. I told you, white people don't have to do anything. Like you can get mad at them for some stuff, but the people of color and black people be doing the most about them. They be doing the most about them. So how are they not? How are they not going to have overconfidence where all y'all do is kept their head up? Like that was so weird. Like he immediately went to the fetish and he did it to his damn self. She didn't even have to do that. She didn't have to say, I never been with a Latino. He led with that. You immediately felt like you couldn't get her unless you turned yourself into a fetish. That means that's how you lead out with them with non-white presenting women, with white presenting women who are not Latino. Yuck. Especially that kiss. That kiss was nasty. I don't like how he kisses. He's no Sean. Moving on. It's just so much. It's like he was licking her nose. Tongue was everywhere but the mouth. What are you trying to do? But she liked it. She said, I like when you pulled my neck in. Is this going to break up him and Beatrice? Because I feel like I ain't never see him kiss B like that. There might be something there. There might be something there. Beatrice, the girls are getting sick of you, like, talking about your leg, like making fun of your leg, because I think that they feel like you do that because you don't yet feel comfortable. Trinity caught that. Trinity was just like, stop doing that. Because Beatrice made a comment and she was just like, she felt some sort of way about the bombshells because she was just like, they're different from me, and all they look, the way they look in, I'm missing a leg. And Trinity was like, stop that. Trinity was like, I'm done with that. She was like, no, stop that. There's nothing wrong with you. They do not let her do that. But all the girls like, Beatrice, like, stop. And I think this is probably her insecurity coming up. But I liked how they're all comfortable enough for them to be like, okay, girl, no, we're not going to do that. We see what that is. Let's bring it up a notch. Let's not do that to ourselves, because although you're laughing, we know what that means. But Trinity caught that. She said, stop doing that. No. She's a girl's. We got to take Trinity to the end, guys. She's a true definition of the girls. So then we finally get a real conversation with Caleb and Kenzie, and all I have to say is he is the mayonnaise to her white Hellman's bread child. Just bland and plain. Maybe they are a match made in the clan, because and the kiss. All right. If she likes it, I hate it. Moving on. So Sincere pulled Soleil for a chat. Where's Soleil? Sincere pulls Soleil for a makeout session. He's very attracted to her. Oh, this is going to be messy. He pulls her for a makeout session and they make out. Another very passionate makeout, neck grabbing, licking, sucking, biting. Movie night is going to be a movie. Ooh, girl. So catching bait. That's what Love Island did to you guys, to all of us, when we saw the first look. They made it seem like Melanie was going to walk in on Sincere and Soul kissing. She actually walked in after the guys were counseling her and letting her know that she was wrong and she needs to take ownership. She says, I'm going to go and talk to Sincere, even though she saw him go and talk to Soul, and everybody was just like, oh my gosh, she's going to walk in on them kissing. And it was leading up to that, but she didn't. Soul was already walking out while she walked in, and she said, oh my God, perfect timing. So her and Sincere, they went out and they talked about, what had just transpired and the challenge. While they're having that conversation, all the guys and Beatrice is talking about Melanie and how problematic she is and how sensitive she is and how they do not like them together as a couple. And Anaya is just like, am I like an outlier? Because I really, really do like them together. And Sincere was, and Casey was just like, yes, you are biased. That is not a good relationship. But here's the thing. Anaya talks to the both of them. Everybody in the villa is not getting the same. Like, I feel like the only one who is getting the real conversation about how these two feel about each other is Anaya. So she's the outlier, but I think she is the only one that is getting the true scoop of this relationship. So she's rooting for them because they're both telling her about how much they like each other. But then when Sincere talks to the guys, it's a different story because Sincere doesn't want to come off like he's being played. Like, he's very insecure when he talks to the guys about his relationship with Melanie because he has very strong feelings for her and he is very concerned about being played. It's the same thing for Melanie. She says the same thing to the girls. But Anaya is the only one that is getting the honest feelings from this couple from each other. Like, they're telling, I think she's the only one that really knows the truth. She's getting everything. And I feel like the girls and the guys are getting a very polished version from Melanie and Sincere because that polished version makes them look in control, makes them look like the one in the relationship that has the upper hand. When they talk to Anaya, they don't do all the bells and whistles. They tell her the truth because they really want real advice on how to save this relationship. So anyway, Melanie goes in, Sincere, her and Sincere, they go and they talk about, what's transpired throughout the challenge and how he really felt bad about it. And she says, again, I'm very sorry. She was just like, listen, I like you and I don't, want, I don't want to lose this. Sincere was just like, no, we're coupled up. Me and you, we're together. And she was like, oh, okay. So what did you and Soul talk about? And he's like, oh, we was talking. She said, did you kiss her? And he's like, yeah, we kissed. And she's like, well, did you kiss her? Did she? No, she kissed me. And I said, Sincere, I keep on telling y'all, these two play. So Sincere's in there acting like Soul was all over him. Now Sincere, especially when that girl got up. What did you do? You pull her in. Now Sincere, that movie night. Oh, God. Oh, girl. You better hide the chonkalas. But yeah, I keep on. These two are playing, guys. They're going to play all day, but they're absolutely going to get back together because what does this guy tell her? That he wants her more and that he's more locked into her. Soul don't know that because she sat down and talked to him. She sat down and talked to him and was just like, I don't want to step on no toes. If I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, if this is what it is, like, let me know. And he's like, oh, no. We're open, we're exploring. But then you're telling Melanie something different. I know y'all like Sacred. I do too. But he play just as much as she plays. He plays just as much as she plays. And I think the only way these two will be on equal ground is when movie night comes. When they both see how they're both playing. That's the only way this is going to be able to get to a happy medium is movie night. Because I think the movie night going to be a mess, but I think they're going to find their way to a happy medium. Only time will tell. I will say this. When Melanie got sad, and she was just like, well, okay, I understand. Like, I felt like Melanie was really regulating her emotions this episode. And I'm so happy for her because I felt like so many people who do not like her wanted her to crash out, wanted her to act a fool so they could be like, see, of course. But I think she really regulated her emotions, even when she was talking to Sincere. She was just like, well, I do like you. I do like what we have here. And if you want to explore, explore. And so here we go. There's been a shift in this relationship again. Now Melanie is on the side where she's yearning for Sincere. I feel like the next episode or when the next bombshell comes in, Sincere is going to switch places with Melanie. We're going to ping pong it back until these two close off for good. And listen, I hope and pray you guys do not touch my telenovela. I hope and pray you leave my telenovela alone. Let them rock. Are you not entertained? Let my telenovela rock. I promise you, it's just getting good. It's just getting good. That's all I want to say. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Oh my God. Listen, we got a lot of comments in here. I'm going to try to get as many as I can. But real talk, if you really have a comment that you want me to read, you're going to super chat me. Guys, it's a lot in here. And I feel like this is the most we've had, right? No, I think we have more the day before yesterday. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Please like the video. It's like almost 400 of y'all in here that I can see. Please like the video. Share if you care. Hype when we wrap this up. But I'm going to try to get as many as I can. But again, if I am not clicking on your comment and you really want me to see it before we get out of here, you might have to super chat your girl because it's a lot. It's a lot of y'all talking, and I love it. I love it. I love. Hannah said Melanie was licking her lips when Caleb started kissing the girls. She was doing too much. Well, she admitted that. She admits that she do too much. She admits that she is doing too much. Bikinis and Boats said, I don't get why Zach is trying to ruin his relationship with Kata. He was acting like a husband before because he got jealous. Like his ego was checked when she did not say that she wanted to be closed off as well. But I don't think that's fair to do to her. You didn't discuss that with her. You made a decision without her. And you wanted her to make the same decision without telling her. That is not fair. That is not fair. Hey, Wavy. Wavy said Bryce and Trinity were gossiping in the bed like an old married couple. And the way he praised her for being kind to the bombshells. I'm not a Brinity believer. Here we go. I'm not a Brinity believer, but they might have convinced me. I like them so far in their coupling. I have yet to see it be like romantic. But I'm fine with us getting another friendship couple in the end. Why not? We had it last time, and one of them broke up. SEO Shogun said, LMAO, Trinity and Bryce are so interesting. They act like a baddie and her bestie. They sure do. Fid said, Nikki, I'm so shocked that you are a Melanie fan. I'm not a Melanie fan. I'm really not. I really like everybody except for Corbin and Kinsey. And I don't dislike them. But I'm just not entertained by them. I'm not their audience, and that is okay. But I feel like I can't. Maybe it's because we're from the same place. I understand Melanie, right? And I don't know if this again. I talk about Philly a lot because I love that place. But we have a contestant from Philadelphia. From Philly on here. So I feel like I'm going to have to bring it up a lot so you guys could kind of like understand. In Philly, it's like, it's cute to like play. It's cute because the guys kind of like that. The guys kind of like when you play a bit and you know how much you can play and you don't cross the line. Melanie is a habitual line crosser with her playing with her man. Like, but I think it's also because she just met him. Like they don't really know each other that well to know where she can go and where she cannot go. I think when this couple gets healthy and they understand the boundaries, I think they will be fine. But that's kind of what you do. You kind of play with it, not like trying to get him to get, emotionally unregulated. But it's like you play with your dude a bit, you roast him a bit, and that might be another thing. She might be a little too harsh. He might not be down with the roasting, but I feel like with him being from Jersey, I feel like Melanie is not his first Philly girl, right? So I feel like he would get that. So it's, you're playful. You also a little rough and tough with your Afro puff. You get a little roasting, but you got to realize the limit. And I think that's her problem. She don't know the limit. But like I get the playfulness that she's doing. The, hey, flirting a bit. I don't know how to explain it without sounding crazy, but I'm saying that that's kind of what you do. He'd be like, "All right, don't play with me." Yeah, no, and not like he's going to do anything, but so I hate to explain this, but is anybody in Philly in the chat? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Like, Nikki, don't play with me. Wait, what you want to do? You know what I mean? I think that's what's happening there. But I think she's crossing the line. You got to know what his boundary is. Like, you can play, you can roast a little bit. Don't go too far. And I think she just goes too far. But she admitted it. So I'm not a fan of anybody, really. I will say my core four has changed. My core four is Trinity, Melanie, Anaya, and Kata Kaida. Soul is still early. We're going to see about her. But right now, the OG girls, those four that I just mentioned, those who I'm a fan of. Those are my faves. SEO Shogun said Bryce almost showed a personality this episode. Almost. I also realized, guys, I knew it, but I didn't take it into account. Bryce is 29. He's a lot older than everybody in there. So he probably still
Bryce is how old?
29. So he's probably trying to feel like comfortable. Like, he's the old head. So he's trying to find his footing, which is why I think that Love Island skews too young to have this cast with somebody who is 29. I think Love Island should be 25 and up. I feel like that would make the most sense, because what conversation is Bryce going to have with a 22-year-old? That's why all him and Trinity, all they do is gossip. Because gossip, there's no age to gossip, okay? So I think that's what it is. That's why they're giving coworkers at Best Buy, because there's a huge age difference. As my Michael said, I think at this point, people are just committed to misunderstanding some of the things that Melanie does. Absolutely. Bikinis and Boats said, why they all gossiping about Mel? Here's the thing. Sincere also needs to realize this is a competition. This is a competition. Have you ever stopped to think, y'all trying to be brothers so bad? Have you ever stopped to think that these guys think that you're competition and it's trying to break up your coupling? Have you ever stopped to think about that? Like, they lose sight that it's a competition so quickly. It would never be me. I would be playing that game in my sleep. They must not need the money. As my Michael and said, the men were losers this episode. I was disappointed in them. I was absolutely disappointed in them. SEO Shogun said, because Mel was wilding, so are the guys. Like, I feel like if we're going to hold Mel to that standard, then we got to hold the guys too. Hold Corbin to that. He plays all day. Hold Sincere to that. He plays all day. Y'all just like his hair. He plays all day. He literally lied to Melanie about his kiss with Soul, and then put it on Soul that she was the one going after him. He played all day just like Mel. They are the same thing, y'all. Just John says, Sincere was already in his feelings about the mess with the kiss. When somebody already mad at you, that is going to color everything else. Everything else that you do that appears sideways, even if it's a misunderstanding. Very true. Very true. Amario said, the difference, though, is that Shelly and Ace were romantic. I know.
Yes.
Don't, Mama Star, they agree with you. And I'm pretty sure you know, because you're in the comments. Yasmin said, Bryce and Trinity gossiping was funny. It was. I really do like them. Again, I just don't.
29-year-old Bryce?
Yeah.
Listen, y'all had to tell me that because I didn't know he was 29.
Yeah. Devonda said a lot of them people last year were connected. Yes. Remember, Amaya knew Shelly. Everybody knew Shelly last season. See, but that doesn't help me. Bree Autumn said, please, Nikki, is K-Duh. Are you saying K-Duh or Kai-Duh? I don't know which one it is. The thing is, they don't say her name enough. They don't say her name enough in this show for me to pick it up. At sometimes I feel like I heard Kada, and then sometimes I feel like I heard Kaida. Is it Kaida? I'm gonna go with Kaida for right now. Thumbs up if it's Kaida. Thumbs up if it's Kaida. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with Kada. Oh, it's Kada. Kada.
KK.
Okay, K. So I'm saying it right. Kada. Thumbs up if it's Kada.
KK.
KK. KK.
In the hood, we call it KK.
K235 said, okay, it's K. Okay, thank you guys. K235 said, I don't think Jen is even going to be on here that much longer. I don't think so either. I think Jen and Corbin, I think Jen is going to be the next girl to go. I think Corbin is going to be the next guy to go. Just John that said, Bryce and Jen had no relationship. Bryce and Jen worked together on a Gap campaign that is very different. Nikki, I am with you when you're right, but this ain't it. Well, I'm right. I'm right. Here is why. Because y'all did the same thing with Shelly and Amaya. It was just like, oh, get her off the show because she knows everybody and she's conspiring to get everybody on the show. Mm-hmm. But these two, nobody said anything about them knowing each other. I was just expecting that. But again, the black girls gotta work twice. The black girls gotta work twice as hard to get half. No. Y'all will villainize them for anything. Kenzie, the boys is doing the same thing that Melanie is doing, but because Melanie got a little curl and a wide nose, y'all can't wait to get her off that show.
I've been a black girl longer than you, and I know when I'm feeling offended, and that is not what that is. So you can carry on.
I'm gonna carry on. Because I'm right. Two is for Life said, I agree with Mama Star. I'm quick to call out race, but Bryce don't want that girl. That's the reason it's not a big deal. Shelly and Ace coupled up immediately, so it became a side eye immediately.
Bingo.
Wrong. Janelle said, us OG Love Island watchers remember when Cachet was coupled up with that MAGA white man. Oh, he was the first boot. That's what Trinity and Bryce are given. But see, remember in that season, Janelle, when it was just like, this is not it. They're not connecting. He has to go. People aren't doing that. People are just voting on people they don't like, even if there's a connection. Nora said, I want Caleb to go ahead and pull Anaya. For what? To hate crime her? What would he do with her? Did you see that boy's face when he thought that she was going to kiss him? He almost projectile vomited. I don't want him anywhere near her. I want him off that. I don't even want him next to them dark-skinned Fijians. Get him off that island. How is he Jamaican? Let me mind my business. Not my people, not my culture, not my business. Destiny said, I like Kenzie, but she's so desperado with every guy that walks in the villa. I feel like that as well, but the way she was with Caleb, that was alarming. I was just like, calm down. Girl, you doing too much for a man. Josie says, seems like Kenzie is always doing the most. She really, really is. But see, Kenzie can get a pass. Kenzie can get a pass. Wavy said Caleb seemed like he might be open to a.
You know what? I'm sick of your Ungawa black power.
Well, you need to be sick of your mother. She's the reason why I'm like this. Okay.
I've been sick of her too at times, but she has one on, and I am very sensitive in that area.
Well, that was my babysitter, so this is why I am the way that I am. You wanted free childcare?
Free. Free.
Lord, me and that lady, we watched our stories. We watched Judge Mathis. We watched Judge Judith Silent. We watched People's Court. We watched Malcolm X mixtapes, and then we danced to Jackie Wilson. I miss that queen. Caleb is not open to a not. Guys, Caleb don't want nothing dark. He don't want nothing black. Soul is as far as he may go. Soul, and I don't think she would feature him. Almost my mic on said, honestly, Mel hasn't kissed any of these men outside of challenges. So for people to be cheering Sincere on is they let a boys child. Them girls can't do nothing. Them girls better not slip up. The fan base gonna get them out of there, but them boys can do whatever they want. My God, today. KT35 said, Kenzie's just happy to have another white girl in the house. She sure is. Devonda said, well, Nikki, if you watch season 5, a white girl and Hispanic gentleman was a couple. They knew each other from the same gym, and they got 3rd place. I didn't watch season 5. Yeah, I didn't watch season 5. But you know what? I do remember that Asian girl, and I think he was Spanish. No, he was Brazilian. Remember that Asian girl and that Brazilian guy? They were saying that they were already dating when they came on the show. So there was a POC, Shalace, and they tormented them. But again, the Hitler Youth wasn't a part of the fan base. So it wasn't like a big deal with the fans. It was a big deal with the cast, but it wasn't a big deal with us because nobody could confirm it. BX Dynasty said it's giving groupthink and misogyny for me. Clock it. Tori said, to be fair, I could imagine Kennesaw Kenny at a Turning Point USA rally. Oh, I'm saying that because it was confirmed. As soon as the cast got announced, they had her TikTok where her dancing in front of a Trump poster, in front of a Trump flag. So Josie said reminds of how the guys were outcasting Amaya until they realized she was popular with the viewers. Yep. It's the same thing that happened with Serena. The guys wanted her off the show. But when they realized that America liked her, all of a sudden, they're rooting for her and Cordell. Watch it do the same thing with Melanie. SEO Shogun said, did y'all see Huda duck into that garage? Who's shocked? Who's shocked? That was breaking and entering. Who is shocked? Who is shocked? Miss Mock said, Mel and Sincere are the same person. Clock it. Different fonts. LOL. Sincere contains his a little better than her, but they are both very much nut jobs. Same person. K235 said, the fact that all the men are talking about Mel more than their own girls tells me Mel and Sincere relationship is sucking up all the oxygen in that villa. Either they're sucking up all the oxygen in that villa or they're the strongest couple in that villa. Y'all have to realize this is also a competition. And, you know, some people are playing the game. BX Dynasty said, yep, she thought because Sincere was kissing in challenges, she could too. But she didn't realize she was a woman, so the rules are different. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, Sincere can get kissed on and rubbed on, but not Melanie. Now, sometimes she goes too far, and I admit that. But I'm just like, I thought that did you not want her to do the challenge? Just because Trinity stopped at Bryce doesn't mean that Melanie had to stop at Bryce. Now, was the going back and forth? Was she playing a little too much with that? Yes.
And
yes.
She knew who both of them was.
She absolutely knew. But she was playing. Just like Sincere about to play in her face. Y'all gonna clock him? No. Y'all not gonna clock him. Y'all love I'll Be Sure with the hang time. Y'all not gonna say nothing to him. BY said, right, they need to be more specific about their relationship. Here's the thing that I think is a problem. These couples coupled up outside of the challenges way too fast. And that's where the complications are going to come in. Destiny Child said on Thursday, Mel is going to transform into Huda when America couples up Sincere and Soul. I don't think so. And I think I give everybody grace because I feel like Huda has traumatized this fan base. So anytime a woman appears to be a little bit too emotional for the fan base, they bring up Huda. And I think that's just going to happen for a very, very long time. And the poor contestants who are criers or come from cities where they've raised their voice a little too high, I think that they're going to have a really hard time because of the stain that Huda put on this show. But I feel like she's been really regulating her emotions. So I don't think it's going to be a Huda. I really, really don't. I think we're looking at the wrong people. I don't think that any of these girls are Huda. And I honestly think, I'm not talking about you, Destiny's Child, but I honestly think that it's wrong for anybody to put that unwell woman on them. Like, I think these girls are individuals. They are their own person. And I think that the way that they are all going to react by being manipulated by this fan base and production, I think they can. I'll allow them to do it. But I don't think that we're going to see any Huda on here. I think that these girls might have a few insecurities, but I don't think that they're unwell. And as we can see, that lady was very unwell. Pink said Mel is just an unhealed version of Sincere. I'm telling y'all, they the same thing. They the same thing. Bikini and Boat said it's funny. Sincere is like, I want to date you after this. They are in. Let them know. Let them know, Bikini. Let them know. April said Mel was wrong and hella disrespectful. There were no other women to speak of in the same way because they didn't move like her. What did she do that was wrong and hella disrespectful? Here's the thing. I think, especially with the women, I think we're so harsh with them, but these guys can get away with everything. And I'm saying, let's critique them. I honestly get it. But it's like everybody is just, the girls do one thing wrong. Y'all want them off the show. Y'all want to take out their TikToks and Instagram. It's just why, I just don't understand why they can't get the same grace as the guys. Like, wrong and hella disrespectful for doing what? Kissing a guy in the challenge? Did she do a little bit too much? Yes. I just don't think that what she is receiving from this fan base and from the men on this show is warranted. I think everybody's doing a bit too much, even Melanie. Brown Girl said, now that I think about it, Kenzie probably isn't really MAGA. I bet she met a MAGA man and followed him to a Raleigh. She is so easily influenced. She's from Kennesaw. She's MAGA. Hey, Heather. Heather said, I think the guys talk about the girls, but the producers could just be blowing Mel because she's the main character right now. Yes, we also have to take into consideration for that. That girl is heavily edited, like they all are. We all are getting a perspective of production. Arcada said, not going to lie, I'm wondering if I'm toxic or if people are just very sensitive because they blow every couple's argument out of proportion. I don't think we've seen anything. I don't think we've seen anything on this season thus far that is anything like season 7. I think these blow-ups, if you will, they all make sense. It all seems pretty normal to me. Again, I'm from the Philadelphia inner city, so I could just be, my judgment could be a bit clouded, but I'm like, they all seem pretty normal to me for considering the situation. I just think that everybody's probably traumatized from season 7. And so, like, these kids can't make a mistake because everybody's like, oh my God, it's going to get them out. No, let them rock. Let them rock. If they get to that point, which I don't think this show would allow, then get them off. But I mean, we don't even give these kids an opportunity to mess up. Like, they can't mess up. They can't explore. This is such a strict season, and I don't know why. I feel like it's so unfair for everybody involved. Brittany said, I don't know. The boys were dragging it, but Mel overly played yesterday. Of course, people are going to have opinions. Serena would never do no mess like Mel did yesterday. It was great TV, though. That's the thing. Like, do y'all want a show or not? Like, y'all getting off the people that are actually giving us good TV. We wanted Huda off last season because She was literally abusing this man. That's what we were just like, oh, this is abuse. And we also always had Nick talking about, I want you off because you make this place very toxic. So we also had confirmation, and we were also seeing it with our eyes. I don't think that anything has happened yet that is so crazy. Let's talk about Beatrice and Mel. That whole thing that happened, everybody was so dogmatic about tearing that girl to shreds. And then when we come back and we see the episode, and all the girls are letting Beatrice know she was wrong, she did too much. Even Trinity corrected her in love, and was just like, you can't talk to her like that. You don't know her. And you have to realize she's a stranger to you, so she's interpreted in a certain way. Crickets. But everybody was so loud when y'all thought that this girl was so wrong and that you wanted her off the show. Same thing with Mel and Kada, right? Everybody was eating up this interaction. It's just like, oh, well, next episode, they're going to get into it. They're going to get into it. Next episode, they're taking pictures of each other. They're posing. This episode, you got Kada defending her to the guys. So it's just like, I feel like you need to take into account that what you think you are seeing is not really what's happening there. Like, this is not the Bad Girls. This is not Bad Girls Club. This is not Fight Night. Okay? You guys are not seeing everything. I don't think that we've seen anything yet to have anybody to have such strong opinions about these people to the point where you like want to get them off the show, or to the point where you are like raging about these reality stars. I feel like right now it's just not that deep. Who knows? It may get there, but I feel crazy because I'm like, I haven't seen anything yet to make me dislike anybody on this cast. But everybody really has people that they hate, and I'm not understanding it. It just seems very, very weird to me. Hold on. Let me, thank you so much, Kimberly. Thank you, Kimberly, for the super chat. Kimberly said, give me 10. Give me 10. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. April, what's up? Because I feel like, hold on. I keep on seeing your comment, and I'm not, there are so many comments I'm trying to get through. I can't quite read them. What's up? Because I see you commenting a lot, and I'm trying to catch it while also giving respect to the other Star family members in the chat. Do we have an issue? What's up? What's up? Let's chat. BX Dynasty said, mind you, Sincere was going to do this anyway. If Mel didn't act this way, they would say he's exploring. But now because of her behavior, it's, well, Mel made him because she acted. Here's the thing. Sincere was always going to explore. Sincere didn't have anybody to explore with yet. That's the thing. If Soul was there before, he would have explored. And he was the one who brought it up. He said that he wanted to explore. And that changed the dynamic of the relationship. So Mel was just like, because Mel wasn't exploring. Did everybody forget that? She wasn't exploring because she was thinking that these two were something else. And he said, well, I want us to be open and I want us to explore. So then she said, oh, you want to explore? Okay, let's explore. Yes, she was petty because she was upset because she thought that this relationship was something else, and Sincere let her know that it wasn't. So when all of a sudden, as soon as she starts exploring, now he feels some sort of way. I don't have a problem with it because I kind of know this couple, right? So I see that they are the same thing, and these two are going to play all day. So I'm not taking sides about, oh, I want this to happen because I want him to hurt her, or I want her to hurt him. I'm not taking sides. I'm just entertained. And everybody wants to stop the freaking fun because you're traumatized from season 7. That's not fair for you to take your trauma and trauma dump it on season 8. Let them just be them. Let them just have a good time. Thank you. Zora said, I can't wait for Casa. Are we even going to be able to get to Casa? Everybody want everybody gone. Everybody's voting everybody off. So who are we going to have by the time we get to Casa? Caleb, Kenzie, and Jen? My God, today, we can't even let these kids play out. Everybody's trying to get them off. Josie said the outcasting happened before Amaya and Brian were a thing. The point is, men have a tendency of shaming other men out of associating with certain women. It's groupthink. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is why you see such a different dynamic and shift within the women, because it's not groupthink. And I love that. And I think it probably would be more of a groupthink if Trinity wasn't in that group. K235 said, I do think the way the guys in season 6 were talking about Serena has something to do with misogynoir. Absolutely. Unlike Serena, though, Melanie is not an unambiguous Black woman, so the way men view her is different. Absolutely. But, and I say this as a dark-skinned Black woman, and I hate the fact, I don't hate the fact, but I just cannot believe that I am having to like fight for a light skin like this or a bi-rate or a multi-race. I've never, because I realize that person is privileged. I don't fight for the privilege. Like, that's not my thing. But I just feel like this girl is getting a bad rap, and I just don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. I feel like Melanie and Anaya, this fan base is so hard on them. And it's just not fair. I'm like, what have they done to make you have such strong opinions about them? K235 said, I got that from K235. Here go April. April said, Mel sat there and acted confused and perplexed at kissing Corbin over and over in Sincere's face being a problem. She thought it was funny and took no accountability. Are you watching the episode? Have you gotten to the end? Because I feel like if you got to the end, you probably have a different of opinion, right? BX Dynasty said the guys in Beatrice, the audacity. Absolutely. Like, none of y'all can talk about her. None of y'all can talk about her. Just John has said everybody is talking about everybody. They don't have anything else to talk about. Production is showing the Melanie discussion because it's a major storyline. Absolutely. Like her or not, she's the star of the show. She's the star of the show. And I just cannot believe that people, especially with women of color, because I don't know how she identifies, so I'm just going to say woman of color. But I cannot believe, after everything that we have endured with this show, that anybody is believing any perspective from this show about a woman or a woman of color. Like, y'all are taking this show at face value, knowing what we saw them do to Shelly and Alandria. Now, all of a sudden, when it comes to Melanie, y'all trust them. And I'm honestly gagged that this preference, that y'all are not going up for her. I don't know. Maybe y'all getting healed from colorism. I don't know what's going on, but I am so gagged that y'all are eating the preference alive like this. I have never seen this. I'm like, I love the growth, but I feel like with the growth, we're getting misogynoir, and I can't make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. Two Us for Life said, Corbin's voice is so annoying. I need him gone. No personality, slow, and can't talk. I think the personalities he hasn't settled on his personality yet. Again, he's still 22. So he hasn't figured that personality out. When he does, he will not sound like that in his later years. He's not going to sound like that at 32. Devonta said, I hope they bring a man that isn't ableist about B's disability, because we have some ignorant people in the world. Well, they already have one. Gabe, I think this cast, I think that they deal with Beatrice being handy capable very well. Very well. The show as well. Nobody treats her as if she has a disability or is different in any kind of way. She does all of the challenges. The only person who really acknowledges it is B. And at first I thought she was acknowledging it to like break the ice, but now I feel like she acknowledges that because it's like some insecurity is coming in, and that's why Trinity again checked her in love and was just like, no, don't do that, because now they know where that's coming from. Wavy said, Temptation Island had Nikki clutching her pearls. I was like, I cannot believe the Star family suggested this for me. Me, of all people. Pink Yosha said we need black bombshells. Absolutely. But you know that they don't really bring in like the black bombshells that we're looking for. We'll see though. They've been doing really good. We will see. SEO said hot take. I think Sean was B's match and she let him go. I don't think that they were a match, but I think she should have kept him over Bryce because I just felt like there would have been at least some kind of passion there. But I'm glad that cop is gone, child. A cab, even if they fine. BY said, I can hardly tolerate this show because it's based on a British show known to be disrespectful and biased towards black women. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Pink Kosha said, Casey likes light skins and he ain't that pro-black dark-skinned woman for dark-skinned woman that y'all think he is. Only time will tell. We don't know these people. So only time will tell. But I do like him being on there because, and I've talked about this over and over and over again. You are only getting a lot. Oftentimes on these reality TV shows, you are only getting white adjacent black and people of color, because if the audience is mainly white, the casting is going to pick somebody who would choose a white partner because they want the audience to feel like they are being chosen. So if we get a black guy on here that is coming on this show to affirm and love on a black woman and lead with a black woman, I'm going to eat that up. I felt like Ace and Shelley could have been that, but so many other things happened, and it couldn't be that because different motives got in the way. But if that is who Casey is, I would love to see it. I think it's good that we have seen it. If he's pandering, that will not be good for him. That will not be good for him. So for his sake, I hope he's telling the truth.
Who's telling the truth? He's paying rent. I have to tell no truth.
What are you talking about? Who's paying rent?
Well,
exactly. Pay attention, Mom. BY said the original British show is not doing well compared to the USA version. Well, you got to realize America got a lot of problems, but every other nation is far behind us in race relations, and that is such a sad thing to say. That is such a sad thing to say. But I think America is so progressive, or where they're at now concerning race relations, which is still in the gutter. But that's because Black Americans pushes this nation to be better. Lord, do we have more work to do. The Yellow Packard said, speaking of, I did not like the would you hit. Yeah, I would smash exchange between Zach and Bryce. They have to talk about it so they can feel like they're sharing in the experience. Hashtag watch this space. I absolutely do agree with that. Kinsey, Ashley said, Kinsey is thirsty self. I've seen enough. Like, OMG, can we move past the physical just once? Maybe that's her. I don't know. I do not know. I feel like we have learned nothing about Kinsey outside of what her type is and how much she likes sex. Maybe that's an insecurity with this young lady. I don't know, but I really would like to see something else from Miss Horn Dog. BY said, not sure yet. I guess he is not into the villa yet, or has been. Oh, who are we talking about? Hey, NC said Melanie was gaslighting Sincere with the I didn't know it was Corbin. Absolutely. Just like Sincere was gaslighting her when he said the soul kissed him. They're the same thing, y'all. They are playing all day. And he was gaslighting her right back with the I'm here.
With the guys, but he didn't stand up to it.
They are the same person. They are playing all day, and I'm just like, just let them play, y'all. Just let them entertain us. Blue Jay said, Mel and Sincere don't fit to me because it seems every time one person is in a good place, the other moves the goalpost. They got to get the rules or separate. Here's the thing. What's happening with them is that they are still learning each other, and how they learn each other is they push each other's buttons. That's their thing. They're going to cross the line, push each other's buttons to see what they can and cannot do until they find a happy medium. That's why I'm just like, you got to let them rock, because when they find their happy medium, you are going to love this couple. But right now, they're in the beginning stages of this relationship. And this is a really passionate couple who gonna play for a minute. They're going to do this dance until they lock it in. And when they lock it in, you guys are going to love them. But you gotta let them get there. Y'all gotta let them get there. April, do you know Melanie? Or does she remind you of somebody from your past? Because she can't do nothing right in your eyes. What's up? Do you think that anybody else in this cast has done something wrong? Or is it just Melanie? Like, has anybody else made a mistake or made an error that has pissed you off to this extent? Or is it just Melanie? I am very curious. I would love to know.
Sincere is giving me a little bit of big fun. I'm not a player.
I just crush it. Well, he said that. That's who he is. And that is the thing. Melanie knows who he is. And he knows who Melanie is. I'm telling you, y'all are getting so upset about this couple, and y'all gonna be mad when they stay together. K235 said, I also think KC is Anaya's first Black non-mixed man. Crazy enough, I think she has mostly dated mixed or white men, so she may be trying to adjust to that. If that's the case, it's actually a little cute. I think that, and I agree. I think that could be it as well. But I also think that KC made her feel safe, right? And she trusted him. So to see how he was acting when the bombshells came in, it made her feel unsafe. And that's on KC, because when he was laying on her and telling her all of those things, he has to realize he was establishing a relationship and comfortability with her. So to establish that, and then when the bombshells come in, you start to act a little different. Here's the thing. I still do not think that he has done anything wrong, but I am also taking into account that we are not getting like a big brother feed where we can see what's happening there. So this relationship, especially when she started crying, I was just like, oh, this relationship has really fast tracked in a way that we have not been accustomed to. So that's probably why she reacted the way she reacted, because he had been making her feel safe up to that moment. But listen, only time will tell. Absolutely. Bikini said, Nikki, now Mel and Sincere remind me of the In the Heights couple. Yes. Where are my Latinos in the chat? Let them know that they are going to do this cat and mouse for a minute. But y'all are going to love this couple when they lock in. Jabu said, Mel telling the guy she hasn't had good guys in her life is why she has trust issues. Sincere did pull Kaida and didn't tell her. That was a trigger. Also, Sincere is a cheater. Melanie picks guys that cheat on her. They are both insecurity triggers for each other, right? Sincere cheats because he doesn't feel chosen often. She has been the one that hasn't been chosen often, or if she is chosen, it's because of, I'm saying sexified. She's sexualized and dropped. So these two are both triggering each other because of their past trauma from relationships. And that just happens with everybody on this show. But again, this is a fast track process. So we're seeing everything magnified because they don't really have a lot of time to like figure what this is going to be. But if we just let them rock, it's going to be beautiful. Tools for Life said, I understand Casey was joking, but he should have read the room beforehand. Agreed. Like, I don't think he did anything wrong, but he should have read that room. But Anaya needs to try to connect with someone else, get you some options, honey. But when she gets herself some options, what you think Casey gonna do? What you think KC going to do? Wavy, how so? How so? Because Wavy said, I kind of see why Zach was upset though. Why? Because Kata didn't say that she told them that she was locking it off too. He didn't discuss with her that he was going to do that. So just because you did it, don't assume that she's going to do that. She has to feel comfortable to be in that space as well. K235 said, it's like Casey is her first black boy, and Casey trying to figure out how to make her comfortable and finally win her trust. That may be it. Ooh. Oh. BC Nick said producers had to have a talk about that closed off comment. Probably. Or he just got a little ahead of himself. K235 said, whoever asked about voting on the app, nope, mine's still not working yet. Oh, well, it's issues with the app. Yikes.
It generally be like that because everybody be trying to
vote at the same time. Yeah. Janelle said Zach and his brother don't have the personality for a show like this. They need to go on Love is Blind. Lord, that'll be worse. Janelle said the Kingpin not going to play the radio with Zach. He better tighten up. Yeah. Because when she gets the ick, she's out. WNC said Kata is out of many of the guys' league, so I get it. But Zach needs to act like Bryce and show up as Kata's can. Absolutely agree. And that's the thing. Sophie Chesselas said, well, now she's in her feelings and she's going to play and he's going to get his feelings hurt because he don't know that Kingpin. But when she play, she going to play all day. Just John just said, Anaya is too busy trying to be a girl's to explore. In that first few days, she could have tried to go after the other two men that were her 1 and 2, especially Sean, after he was free. But here's the thing. This cast is so strict. Look at what happened to Melanie. She got to sit back. She can't do this. She can't do that. Did you see how Kenzie was with Caleb? Nobody said anything. All the girls were sitting around. Kenzie was leaning in, laughing, talking to Caleb. Nobody could get a word in. But it was perfectly fine for her to do it. When Melanie did it, it almost broke up the sisterhood. And I'm just like, why is that? Why is it assumed that because Caleb is Kenzie's type, that's it? Nobody can talk to him. Nobody can go for him. Because Kata don't want him. She was just doing that to mess with Zach, right? But if Kata actually did want him, they would have a problem. The girls would have a problem. Like, everybody is so strict on this cast. Like, nobody can have fun.
Because they already married with children.
They're already married with children.
Yeah.
Like, they're not exploring. Even, remember when Sean tried to explore with Trinity? Well, you and Kenzie have something. I'm like, oh my gosh. But listen, Sean waited to the last minute. But I think he probably waited to the last minute because this cast does not explore. I want a bombshell to come on this show that's exploring every damn body. Somebody got to show them how it's done. Everybody is afraid to explore. You explore, somebody feels like you're stepping on their toes. You're taking the bombshell. Oh, Kenzie has first dibs. It's a competition where money is at the end.
But they're not playing like that.
What do you mean?
Like they're going to be in love.
They're playing the love. They're not playing the game.
Right. They're not playing for the money.
Yeah.
I guess when it gets closer, they'll start realizing, or it'll be mentioned or something.
Maybe, but they're all so strict, and it's so annoying to watch. It's just like, my God, today, have fun. Like, it's ridiculous. April said a Chinese Jamaican household gonna be hella strict. He's an F-boy by mistake. Oh Lord. R. Sim said, I refuse to look, but is Corbin ever around black people? What's his friend group looking like? I think if his friend group is black, it's probably a mixture like him. or low racial self-esteem. All Natural said, my little sister modeled with soul, so I'm surprised she didn't introduce herself as a model. Oh, you can tell she's a model. Excuse me, that body is crazy. That body is crazy. Oh, so yeah, Casey only told the guys. Thank you. That Soul that looks like his ex. Wavy said the way Anaya went right back to Casey. I was like, now why would you do that? Now you and Sincere has been sharing a lot of secrets, and because you got emotional about KC, you let you let some tea go about Sincere. Now he's probably not going to trust you. AR Sim said Anaya shouldn't have revealed where she got the tea, making her informant clam up. I agree. Heather said, I don't see anything wrong with saying someone looks like your ex. It's just a fact. I don't think so either. But something is happening with those two that we are not seeing. Remember, we don't see a lot of them. So something is happening with them, because for her to be at this point where she's crying and every time she finds out something about him, she's falling out. I'm like, well, what are y'all doing to get you right here? What's happening? I do too. Cameron said, I want to see a Cinco or a Jeff walk in. Same.
They're going to bring some men in there.
Yeah, they're going to bring some men in. AR Sim, probably this week. AR Sim said there's a reason KC wouldn't say what his type was. He only had the one girlfriend and she looks like Soul. That's also a thing. I'm just like, y'all are asking these kids what their types are, and they've only been in like one relationship. They don't have a type. Not yet. Azak said Anaya and KC about the girls. He said Jen not his type. He did say that. He was like, yeah, Jen is not my type. And Soul is pretty, the end. The guys asked if he would go for Soul. That is only why he added, she looks like my ex, so he would go for her. Here's the thing. I still, even from yesterday's episode, I still don't think KC did anything wrong. But I do like that. I mean, he didn't read the room with that comment, but I do like that he acknowledges when he does something wrong. He's always trying to understand Anaya and be like, well, if you did that to me, I would feel some way. So I think, there's some growth there. And I do think that he likes her. I don't think that he's playing that he likes her. I just think that we are not seeing all of this relationship for us to have a true understanding of what's happening. Because when Anaya started crying, I was just like, oh. You know what I mean? Like, it was like such new information for me, because I didn't even know that they had it like that. NC said, Sincere is big messy, just like Melanie. They are the same. Why did he tell Anaya that? I'm happy he did, though. And I love the way she ran it back to KC. He needed to know that she had clocked his tea. Yes. Hey, Christia, what's up? Said these kids showing their age because they got into their feelings really quick, and it got us 30-somethings yelling, y'all don't know each other. They sure did. They are locking off so early. But again, you have to understand, we got the COVID kids, and then we got Bryce. Bryce is the chillest of them all, but Bryce is 29. But then we're dealing with the COVID kids who are like so emotional, so strict, so territorial. It's like, oh my gosh, just have some fun. Have some fun. They're not having fun. BY said Corbin made a face when Anaya came toward him in bed. I need him to go. I don't want to see anyone disrespect Black women. I absolutely agree. WNC said, I'm glad you brought up Sean. These new bombshells ain't rising to the legacy he left all a cab, though. Absolutely. Yasmin said, I'm glad Trinity told B to stop making jokes about herself. Me too. Listen, Trinity's that girl. I'm really, really liking her. I really, really am liking her. BSSL said they're going to get rid of Corbin because they want the MAGA couple to win now in the middle of all the POCs. Well, I feel like the fan base is going to help that. Y'all going to try to get off Melanie. Sincere not going to last without Melanie. If Melanie gets off that show, Sincere's going to react like Rob. That's his baby. Okay? Then y'all highly judging KC and Anaya. Zach and Kata don't seem like they gonna make it because he playing and she don't play no games. Of course, it's gonna be Kenzie and Caleb at the end. Nobody's clocking them, and everybody's tearing down the people of color on the show. This is how they win. This is how they win. Hey, Just Shonda said, my daughter just came in from Love Island watch party with her friends. She said they rewound the Gabe and Jen kiss to analyze how gross it was between Jen's aggression and Gabe's desperation. Eek, it was a mess. He kisses so, what, you know what? The way he kisses, not for me. Blue Jay said, Mel is someone, if she got voted off, that could be good for her. I wanted her to see herself outside of what men describe her as. Take your lessons, but why are men able to determine all of you? Here's the thing. I think at this point, Mel is too far into the show. I don't think her being voted off is going to be good for her, right? Because if she gets voted off because this fan base doesn't like her, they're going to harass the hell out of her when she gets off there. She posts her first video. They're going to terrorize that girl. So for now, I want her to stay in the villa because I would love for her to have a different arc. So even listen, she doesn't have to win, but I would love her to come out to a less hostile fan base. And that's all up to the editors and production to remove the villain edit. Because there's the thing, when you put a villain edit on a person of color or a Black person, it gets dark really, 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 really fast because there is no grace for them. And so I'm just, I am just shocked because I thought that she would have some grace because she is a preference, but she is not getting any grace. And I'm like, I am floored, y'all. I can't believe that somebody who looks like her is having to fight this hard. I know when she gets out the village, she's going to be gagged that she was ever hated. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on? Destiny's Child said, do you think that Soul knew someone was coming and that's why she finished up with Sincere quickly and was already walking out as Melanie opened the door? No, I think they were finished. I think they were finished because if the producers would have loved if Melanie walked in when they were kissing. The producers absolutely would have loved. I actually do think that they were finishing up. And I also believe that Melanie was told to go up there because they wanted her to find them kissing, but Soul and Sincere finished too early because, again, you got to watch these scenes. Everybody's talking to her, right? And, telling her where she went wrong and, that she has to right her wrongs. Then the scene cuts. It's a wide angle scene. And then you cut back to a medium shot of Melanie saying, I'm going to go see Sincere. So although all of that was happening at that table, that does not mean that it was happening at the same time. I think what happened was the reason why we got that wide angle shot is because she was being told to go talk to Sincere. Because here's the thing, they can talk to people, throughout the time, but there are certain times where they're not able to talk to each other, and then when they're able to talk to each other. They do the same thing on The Bachelor. Because I remember The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, I remember when people were just like, why are people getting mad that you can't talk to somebody? Like, if you want to go talk to The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, just go talk. And then the contestants started coming out and saying, we're not allowed to talk to them until production lets us actually go. That's why we all get really upset, because we're just like, if we don't have a chance to talk to The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, we're going to go home. Because I was always pissed off like that. I was like, why don't you just go say something? Like, why are you sitting there waiting? But they really can't go until production allows them to. And that's because production is filming certain scenes and they got to film that. So if they're filming this, that conversation is going to have to wait. So I think that's what happened. I think she was told like, yes, now you can go. and speak to Sincere, because that often happens because they have to follow that storyline. And I think they thought that that was going to be really good with her walking in on them, but they finished up before she actually walked out. Because if it was a consistent scene, they would have never chopped it up like that. And here is a little secret for you guys: when in the middle of a scene and it's medium shots, and then you get a wide angle shot out of nowhere, it is because it's either a reshoot, or there's some coaching going on, and they have to justify why you're hearing certain audio but not seeing the lips of the person who's saying it move. So there's oftentimes that is a shot to cover what you've missed, but to keep the story consistent. Hey, Antho said, I think Melanie is used to being the prettiest girl in the room, but Baby Soul, Anaya, Kata, and Trinity are overshadowing Mel in the beauty department. I don't think that's just for Mel. I think that's what Love Island is. I think all of these people are 10s where they're from, and they're all in the same place. And now some of them are not 10s anymore. Some of them are not the top of the food chain anymore. So now they have to find out different ways to be interesting or to get the person that they want, because normally they just had to rely on their looks. They can rely on being light. They can rely on having a softer curl. They can rely on being tall. They can rely on having abs and be tatted up. They can rely on having an accent and being Latino. But you can't do that here because everybody's a 10. So something else has to stand out. So I think that's also a part of this social experiment. It's just like, okay, you're hot, but so is she. Now what? Hey, Osman. Osman said, the way Zach acted tonight, I fear we're going to be meeting Miss Grim Reaper soon. Yeah, when I saw him act like that, I was just like, I think Kata got the ick. I think she's going to move on. Listen, at least he outlasted Charlie. April said, bruh, Ready to Love Philly, one of the worst casts of singles ever. I have to absolutely agree. And remember, guys, I was supposed to review that show, but I couldn't because I knew somebody on there and they were a mess. They were a mess. When I tell you, when they showed that person on this show, my back home group chat blew up because I could not believe that he got on that show acting up plumb full. But that was a terrible season. That was a terrible season. I don't know how Philly fumbled that. Yasmin said, I'm just as shocked as Mama Star. I did not know Bryce was 20. You know what? Y'all making me feel like, and not in a bad way, but I feel like maybe I said that wrong, but I felt like I saw that he was 29. Am I wrong? Yeah, he's 29. He's 29. Hey guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you like the live. Thank you for being here. Share if you care. Devonda said, I wrote it for Soul and Sincere to couple up since Melanie and Sincere are going to end up together, and Caleb and Kinsey together, and Gabe and Jen. Oh, y'all messy. Oh, y'all messy. Miss Max said, ain't no way me and Bryce the same age. Yeah, 29. Benita said, if they continue to gossip about Melanie, her fans would call the campaign that she was bullied, just like what Huda fans have done. I'm not necessarily saying that she's bullied. I just feel like it can start looking like bullying after a while. It's just like, let the mouse go. Let the mouse go. I just feel like that girl can't do nothing. She can't do, I feel like her and Anaya can't do anything. They're critiqued so heavily. It's weird. It really, really is weird. Jabu said, Nikki, but her fans could absolutely use that and could have some receipts. Jabu said, Nikki, do you think that the constant hits on Mel are to protect the boy crazy MAGA girl. I absolutely do think that. I think what is happening, and this is why you got to do the research on who you're getting your information from and who you are following. I am so disgusted that the black girls in the fan base have joined up with the MAGA girls, and they are like dragging all the black and POC girls together. And I'm just like, do y'all not see what's going to happen? And here's the thing, I am telling you, when and if Kenzie ends up winning this whole thing, I am not letting this fan base forget it, because y'all absolutely carved out the path for this girl to win. Y'all critique the hell out of the black and POC girls. I mean, the think pieces on Trinity and Anaya's hair, absolutely gross, absolutely anti-black. The way that Melanie as a woman cannot be emotional, she can't cry, she can't raise her voice, she has to be a robot to be protected by this audience. But we've seen Kenzie cry multiple times. We've seen the girls have to pick Kenzie up because she's falling all over, because she's not a 10 standing next to them.
No, and I don't think that that's what it is, that Melanie has to be all of this. She put herself out there like that.
Well, she's playing the game.
No, she's not playing the game too right. She put herself out there like that. So now,
like what?
She put herself out there that, she wanted to be talked about. She wanted to be, that girl, and she is.
But I don't think that that's something that she was trying to do. I think that's who she is. I think that's how she's able to operate in the spaces where she's from. All of these people are operating in a way that they have where they're from, but they're navigating this new environment and realizing they can't do what they were probably able to do and get away with. Beatrice, they let her know that tough talk that you do, that Olympian, tough talk, you can't do that here. She had to figure that out. Melanie realized she can't have all these meltdowns and think that everybody is going to, think that that's okay. She even learned today, all that playing that she was doing, everybody was really hard on her about that and was just like, yeah, that's not cool what you're doing. And she realized, well, at least in this environment, what I was able to get away with, I can't get away with now. Please, guys, I don't want to keep on defending Melanie. I have never in my life fought this hard for a privilege. I've never fought for a privilege.
Now you sound like Tyra Banks. I never talked to a girl like this before.
Mom, it's past your bedtime.
On America's Next Top 5.
Node said, "You getting Caleb?" Oh, I am. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Yes, Will and Kyra. Ariana said Will and Kyra. I think he was Colombian. I thought he was Brazilian, because I remember being like, "That's a Brazilian accent," but it could Colombian could be right. Yeah, remember, but nobody in the fan base cared. That cast cared. They were really angry. They could have swore that those two knew each other, and they were going through it. Will and Kyra were crying every episode. That cast put them through it. Devon said Corbin is a production plant. Everybody was saying that. I didn't think that was true until his fantasy became the game that they were playing. And I said, I don't think there's enough going on up there in that young man's mind for him to even put that together and for that challenge to be a coincidence. Because he was also struggling to say what his kink was or his fantasy was. And I didn't believe it. So after that, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a producer plant. Definitely a producer plant.
Devon, I believe that too, because when they had the first challenge, they went in the counting room and he was kissing all of them.
Well, that's what a bombshell's supposed to do, though, Mama.
Oh, okay.
Devonda said people are also wanting B off the show. People were being ableist against her, saying that B with her leg is disgusting. The worst people watching. I can absolutely agree with that. I didn't see any ableist things, but there were people who said, I'm voting for B, get her off my show. What has she done? Like, y'all got mad about that argument? They're cool. I can't believe people are so mad. They had a disagreement. They squashed it the next day. Everything's fine.
Who?
B and Melanie.
Oh no. when
Well, you know, B did kind of kick it up a bit when she said, "Oh, that girl is sensitive." But the next episode, those girls are good. People are trying to get her off the show. Here's the thing. There is nobody, in my opinion, in this season of Love Island who warrants the behavior that this fan base is giving them. Nobody has committed any cardinal sin where y'all should be trying to mess with their heads to have them crash out and get them off the show. Nikki, that's just so weird to me.
When Melanie went upstairs to find, to the speakeasy to find
Cynthia.
I
love them. I don't care what nobody say.
And so, Beatrice was down there talking.
She was talking, right. Yes, but I think she does this thing where she tries to impress boys. So I think she was trying to be one of the guys, and that's her problem. But it's still early. Let her work through it.
I try to impress boys too.
Moving on. Osmond said, "I'll give Mel props for how she handled the conversation with Sincere at the end of the episode. I was anticipating a Huda crash out, so I'm pleasantly surprised for now." That's the thing. That's not fair to her. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing. If anything happens, like Huda, that's not fair. Don't put that on that girl, right? I'm not talking about you, Osmond show. I'm just saying that I don't think that Melanie is getting a fair shot because everybody's thinking that they've called her the Huda. So people are waiting for her to react like that nut job. And let me not say that, to react like that lady who I hope is getting some help. And it's just like, come on, let her just be her. Let her just be Mel, because you don't know who she is. And yet you're shocked that she was able to regulate her emotions. How is that fair? Again, I'm not talking about you, Osmond. But it's like, how is that fair that, you know, people are just like, oh, I thought she was going to do this. But you don't know her to know that she will react that certain way. I just don't think she's getting a fair shot.
Who ain't getting a fair shot?
Mel.
Yes, she is.
No, Mom, I'm talking about with the comparison of Huda. I think that's why she's getting such a strong reaction from the fan base, because they put Huda on her and didn't even know the lady.
Oh, okay. Well, bad press is still.
And so she can't do anything. Yeah, but that's the thing. I think they're also making her very popular, which is why producers are always going to protect her. But I'm just like, dag, let the girl. We just got into week 2. Let her rock.
Well, she's definitely not going home.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to let her go home. But listen, who knows? DGF.
She's not going to go home because they love that back and forth.
I need the Latino community to pull out for her. DGF said, "This is my first season watching. What's Casa? Casa is basically a temptation orgy, right? So oftentimes either the girls leave or the guy leaves, and they go to a casa. And it's like just another villa. And when you get to the villa, it's just like a bunch of women that are all their types set up there, you know, and their goal is to tip the guys so that they can be brought back on the show and be in a couple with them and then be a part of the show. So the girls' goals and the guys in Casa, their goal is to get the main cast who are in a couple out of their couplings and become a couple with them. So they're all like the types of the cast, and they're all tempting them because their goal is to get on the show so that they can win. That's how Brian got on the show. He was in Casa when Amaya met him. So that is what everybody is trying to do. So it's like a huge temptation orgy. And oftentimes, especially the strongest couple, they fail. And it's always 9 times out of 10 a guy that messes up. Blue Jay said, if the light skins want to explore, they got to explore. Break loose and come back to Casa, because I'm wondering, are they a couple? Here's the thing. Everybody is saying they're not closed off, but they're acting like it.
Who?
Everybody on this freaking cast, they can't have no fun because they're acting closed off.
That's right. Everybody's closed off.
You can't pull nobody for a chat. You can't explore. But everybody's saying they want to explore, but they don't pull nobody. I feel like production is telling them to go pull people. I feel like if it wasn't for production saying, why don't you go pour somebody for a chat, it wouldn't happen. KT35 said, disregard that because apparently people found pics of Anaya with the black X. See? and they're going in that kid's social media. Let her be. Hey, Khalil. Khalil said Zach is upset because Kaida was upset that her man had been touched by the bombshells. She purposely kissed that man like that to get back at him for playing the game. You know what? Maybe, listen, I'm not saying that you're wrong. Maybe I need to go back and watch that, but I don't remember seeing it that way. Jabu said Mel has plenty of fans, especially from Philly. No, I actually think that she will be safe, but I'm just like, I wish people would just vote for the couples they like and not for the people that you want gone, because you are not a producer. You mess up the flow of the show when you are trying to produce. Don't produce. Just vote for your favorite show. Vote who you think should be in a couple, and that's it.
But let's be honest here. Let's be for real here. Those producers, whatever the voting is, they're going to manipulate the vote.
Oh yeah, they're going to have the final say.
They're going to manipulate the votes because we have made them notice who we like and who we don't like and how to.
Listen, the Love Island Threads account is talking to everybody, because one girl she put out a thread and she said, "Why don't we have any confessionals for Gabe?" And then her next thread was, "We finally got Gabe in a confessional," and the Love Island Thread account responded and said, "You asked and we listened." So they are listening. They are editing the show to the fan base, but they're also finding out that the only person that's really trending is Melanie. They're not letting you get rid of their cash cow. Hot Pepper Sweetiful said Love Island USA put out an announcement that the site is temporarily giving issues. Yikes. Oh God, that voting is going to be so messy. Hey, Simone. Simone said season 7 set a precedent when it came to the fan base treatments of Black and POC women. Nobody learned after everything that happened last year. Yeah, I thought people did. They did not learn. They did not learn. Those poor girls are going through hell while Corbin is able to slip through the cracks. They call me Flores, said Mel's craziness is overshadowing Miss MAGA Boy's craziness, and I think they pushed Corbin to pick her. But is she crazy? Like, I'm thinking about Mel's situation would be.
She's not crazy. She's crazy in love.
Like, I felt like she underreacted. With that situation where that girl told she was trying to correct her, I would have reacted very differently. Very differently. All the girls get jealous when a bombshell comes in or when a guy that they like head starts. But the guys are doing the same thing. The guys are feeling the same way. The guys are saying the same thing. I'm fine with, people saying whatever they want. I just wish the guys got the same heat, because they're doing the same thing. And ain't nobody touching them. It's baffling to me. Baffling to me that Corbin can just like the way he came in, told every woman the same thing, lied to all of them, but Melanie is the one you want gone. Male privilege is something like, I feel like male privilege beats white privilege at this point. They can do no wrong, even in the eyes of women who they oppress. BY said, if I'm voting anyone off, it's for bad behavior or blatant disrespect towards Black women. Since this show is formatted to do so, if they continue, the show will die like the original British show. Well, here's the thing. I don't think you can vote anybody off. That's why, it's just you vote who you like. So that's why I feel like the voting is going to be like a little weird, because people are trying to get people off. And it's just like, you can't out-strategic the vote. That's what I'm concerned for. I'm concerned that this is going to backfire. Like, fan bases trying to get certain people off. I feel like it's going to backfire. The people that we like are going to leave. And I don't want that. Delicia said, once I saw Mel's semicolon tattoo, I knew that she had no business being on the show. It's not safe for her. What does that? Let me just look at it. What's a semicolon tattoo mean? A semicolon tattoo meaning is a semicolon tattoo represents hope, resilience, and survival. It serves as a visual statement of solidarity for individuals who have battled depression, addiction, self-harm or suicide. Oh Lord, maybe we should get her off that show. Oh God, and listen, y'all, if Melanie gets off this show, well, I don't have to tell it to you guys. You guys are not like that. I hope that fan base is nice to her. Oh, yikes. Yikes. Lord. Did they not see the semicolon tattoo before they cast her? Mary said, in my delusional head, I think Sincere and Mel are going to come back together for her to go to Casa and bring her. That's what's going to happen. They're going to go to Casa and they're both going to bring somebody back. Y'all got to let them get to Casa. Please. Please. No, see, no, I said that too yesterday. They called me crazy. No, said I think Caleb is into Anaya low-key. I said that too. They tried to make me feel like I was crazy. But I saw something, child. Blue Jay said, I think people should play for the brands. Love Island don't treat its own like a game show. It treats its own like a game show. Go for the brighter things, not splitting 100K. Agreed. Jabu said, they mistake being emotional with crazy. That's how they see women. And especially it hurts because it's coming from women. It's just like, you haven't had a crash out? Especially like 2 days before your period? Leave me alone. Don't nobody talk to me. I am not myself. Like, you're going to have those moments. And I feel like women should have more of those moments. Just don't have them on other people. But I think we should be more expressive. I think we should cry more. I think we should scream more. What's wrong with that? As long as it's not being directed toward anyone or hurting anyone, I don't think anything's wrong with that. Cry, scream, do whatever you have to do. I think that's very normal. Again, I'm a Black American from the Philadelphia inner city, and I'm a Sagittarius. So what might be normal to me might not be normal to you. KT35 said, people have been whacking and clocking Corbin too, though. A lot of Black women noticed his disgust toward Anaya in that paint challenge. What he thought when he thought that she might kiss him. Lots of people want him to go. I hope so. I hope, the fan base is colluding, doesn't get out the wrong people. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm like, this strategy you think you have, you are not out strategizing production. Please don't mess around and get somebody that we really want to stay gone. Because you also don't know the twist. They got a lot of twists, baby. They got a lot of twists. So you can vote for the people that you want. And they can say, okay, well, now that you are all vulnerable, the people pick, y'all vote these couples get together and you say, well, everybody who has not been picked is now vulnerable and will be eliminated from the aisle. Like, they will gag you. If you think you're going to rig their game, they will gag you. Please don't tempt production. Please. Blue Jay said, baby, I pray that doesn't happen. It happens to me. It has. That's why I'm just nervous. I'm like, guys, please don't do that. Please don't do that. You think you're going to play? You think you're going to play these producers? They are vicious. They do not care. Have y'all jaws on the floor. They call me Flores said, I don't want Mel to get voted out, but she needs to manage her emotions. I agree. And I thought she was doing it very well this episode. It's giving what Huda was doing, was hiding with those girls are from behind the villain energy we couldn't see on the show. I agree. My only thing is that I would say take Huda out of the equation because I think the comparison to Huda is just not fair to her. We haven't even seen enough of her. And by this time, Huda was verbally abusing Jeremiah. Huda was having meltdown after meltdown after meltdown. I don't think that Melanie has done anything remotely close to what Huda has done. And I just don't think it's a fair comparison to her. BY saying, are you saying the show is rigged, Nikki? No, what I'm saying is if the fan base tries to rig the game, it's going to backfire because you don't know what the twists are. You don't know what's coming. So you guys are all strategically voting like you know what's about to happen next, like you know what the next twist is going to be. And you have no idea. So you need to just vote the way they tell you to vote before your targeted votes backfires. That's what I'm saying. Um, that's what I'm saying. See, I didn't watch season 2. I didn't watch season 2. I'm just saying Huda was so awful. I don't think it's fair to compare anybody on this show to her. At least not now. We haven't seen anything. But that lady was and is very dangerous. And I just think it's unfair to put her on anybody in this cast. I don't care if they give me 10. I don't care if they have a crash out. I don't think it's fair to compare them to that lady. I don't think so. It may be, but we're getting out of here. I do. We're going to end with this. Blue Jays, and I think this cast will surprise us. I'm ready. Me too. I actually like the cast. I actually like what's happening. I actually like watching them. Please, fan base, I don't want the Love Island fan base to ruin this. Let them rock. Let's see what they can bring. It's still very early. Let's just let them rock. Anyway, I love you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. We're going to be here. What's tomorrow? Oh, today's Tuesday. We will not be here for Love Island tomorrow, but we will be here for Summer House, the conclusion of the reunion and book club. So if you are not a part of my book club, just to let you know, we are reading, we have a Star Family book club, and we are reading Brandy Norwood's book, Phases, a memoir. And we are going to have read up to 191 for page 191 for this discussion. So if you want to join in tomorrow for book club, or stop by to hang out with me as I review and give you my thoughts on Summer House. Thank you again for joining me. Love you all. Get some rest. I will see you soon tomorrow. Give these kids some grace. Let them just have a good time. And let's see what they are going to bring us. I think they're going to surprise us all. I really, really do. Night. Melanie, I have fought so hard for you. Please don't embarrass me.